Good morning, members. I, Kamal Kumar Gwalani, Company Secretary and Compliance Officer of Indian Oil, welcome you all to the 65th Annual General Meeting of the company. I request Chairman to start the proceedings of the meeting.
I have great pleasure in welcoming the members participating in the 65th Annual General Meeting of the company through video conferencing and other audiovisual means. In line with the circulars issued by Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI, and in order to provide opportunity to maximum number of members to participate, this meeting has been convened through virtual mode. The company secretary has informed that the quorum required as per statutory provisions is present, and therefore I call the meeting to order. Before the formal proceedings, let me introduce my colleagues on the board attending the meeting. V. Satish Kumar, Director Marketing, attending the meeting from New Delhi. Shri Sujoy Chaudhary, Director Planning and Business Development, attending the meeting from New Delhi. Shri N. Senthil Kumar, Director Pipelines, attending the meeting from New Delhi. Shri Anuj Jain, Director Finance, attending the meeting from New Delhi. Shri Alok Sharma, Director Research and Development, attending the meeting from New Delhi. Ms. Rashmi Govil, Director Human Resources, attending the meeting from New Delhi. Shri Arvind Kumar, Director Refineries, attending the meeting from New Delhi. Dr. Sujata Sharma, Government Nominee Director, attending the meeting from New Delhi. Shri Dilip Gogoi Lalung, Independent Director, attending the meeting from Tinsukia, Assam. Dr. Professor Ashutosh Pant, Independent Director and Chairman of the Corporate Social Responsibility and Sustainability Development Committee, attending the meeting from New Delhi. Dr. Dattatreya Rao Sirpurkar, Independent Director and Chairman of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee, attending the meeting from Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh. Shri Prasanjit Biswas, Independent Director and Chairman of the Audit Committee, attending the meeting from New Delhi. Shri Sudipta Kumar Ray, Independent Director, attending the meeting from New Delhi. Shri Krishnan Sadgopan, Independent Director and Chairman of the Stakeholders Relationship Committee, attending the meeting from New Delhi. Dr. Professor Ram Naresh Singh, Independent Director, attending the meeting from Sahasra, Bihar. Shri Kamal Kumar Gwalani, Company Secretary and Compliance Officer, attending the meeting from New Delhi. The representatives of statutory auditors, cost auditors, and the secretarial auditors are attending the AGM from their respective offices. Shri Nirpung Dholakia, a practicing company secretary, has been appointed as the scrutinizer for this meeting, and he is attending the meeting from Mumbai. The notice of the annual general meeting is already circulated to the members. Therefore, I take the notice as received and read. I now request the company secretary to inform about the process for the AGM and also to read the auditor's report.
Dear members, the facility of joining the AGM through video conference has been made available to the members on first come first served basis. The proceedings of this AGM shall be deemed to have been conducted at the registered office of the company in Mumbai. All members who have joined this meeting are by default placed on mute by the moderator to ensure smooth and seamless conduct of the meeting. Once the question and answer session starts, the name of the members who have registered as speaker would be announced one by one. Thereafter, the audio of the speaker member would be unmuted by the moderator. Before speaking, the member is requested to ensure that the audio and video on their device is activated. If for any reason the member is not able to connect through video, the member can speak through the audio mode. If for any reason the speaker is unable to connect, then the next speaker would be invited. The statutory registers as required under the provisions of Companies Act are available for inspection on the NSDL e-voting page. The reports of the statutory auditors, the secretarial auditor and CAG comments form part of the integrated annual report 2023-24, which is already available with the members, and with your permission, I take them as read. The independent auditor's report on standalone financial statements of the company is available on page 188 to 205, and consolidated financial statements is available on page 311 to 317 of the annual report. The auditors have given an unmodified report on both standalone as well as consolidated financial statements of the company. The report is signed by the representatives of Messrs. Khandelwal, Jain and Company, Messrs. KG, Somani and Company LLP, Messrs. SRB and Associates, and Messrs. Komandur and Company LLP, joint statutory auditors of the company, on 30th April 2024. Messrs. Mehta and Mehta company secretaries, the secretarial auditors of the company, have submitted their report dated 19 June 2024, which is provided on page 138 to 140 of the annual report. The report states that during the period under review, the company had complied with the provisions of Companies Act, rules, SEBI regulations, guidelines, etc., except for the requirement of having at least half of the board of directors as independent directors for the period 1st April 23 to 2nd May 23 and 16 January 24 to 31st March 24, and with the requirement of having at least one woman independent director during the year 2023-24. The response of the company on the observations of secretarial auditor is provided on page 122 of the annual report, wherein it has been clarified that the company, being a government company under the administrative control of Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, the selection, appointment of directors, their terms and conditions and remuneration of functional directors vest with the Government of India as per government guidelines. The Office of Comptroller and Auditor General of India had carried out supplementary audit of the standalone and consolidated financial statements of the company and has given nil comments thereon. The CAG comments are provided on page 428 and 429 of the annual report. Before I request Chairman to address the members, we would like to play a short film on Indian Oil and its performance during 23-24.
As India stands on a precipice, awaiting a new dawn of triumphant glory, unveiling a new path, uncharted yet rewarding, is its envoy on a mission for fueling ceaseless growth, Indian Oil, lifting the mantle for India's transformative quests, energizing its deepest endeavors for a future that is its greatest victory. Nation First, a beacon that has guided us over the years, has now become an etched part of our legacy. One that has been and always will be tied in unison with the glory of our motherland. The laurel of becoming a $1 trillion giant by 2047 is thus aligned with India's vision of a $30 trillion economy by the same year, representing a crucial role in the nation's economy. We are rising high in numbers, crafting a repute adorned by genuinity and commitment. Our devoted hands are shaping India's energy future, with performance that is breaking every bounds. And achievements that are ascribing new standards. We have become a name synonymous with green growth, with achievements like commissioning the world's first 3G ethanol plant using refinery off-gases, to our biofuel forays resulting in the launch of revolutionary fuels E20 and Ethanol 100. We are changing the way India fuels itself forever. With Storm, a high-octane racing fuel, the racing tracks across the world have found new thrill and speed. while our expanding CBG infrastructure nationwide is helping the nation strengthen its energy security and promote sustainable alternative fuels. Our pioneering efforts with green hydrogen fuel cell buses in Delhi NCR have rolled out a tangible projection of India's hydrogen ecosystem, furthering India's energy transition goals. Joined in crucial partnerships that are acting as a bridge between our ideas and their execution, we are leveraging our collective strengths to build a strong and sustainable infrastructural support for harnessing green power, expanding biofuels and alternative energy pathways. Our refineries, our prowess. We are setting new benchmarks with record crude throughputs and operating at an astounding 104.5% capacity utilization. This par excellence performance has led the Honorable Prime Minister to inaugurate IndianOil refineries projects worth over rupees 63,000 crore, aligning with the Atmanirbhar Bharat momentum. Each refinery is pushing the pedal to redefine its own limitations, helping us achieve a record high capex utilization. Our pipelines. These are the true exhibits of a long-standing dream achieving fruition. No wonder, with a countrywide network spanning nearly 20,000 kilometers of crude, product and natural gas pipelines, these are designated as the lifeblood of the country's progress. Now commandeering the longest LPG pipeline in India. In a momentous feat, all 26 geographical areas awarded to IndianOil are now operational. And the total tally of CNG fuel stations within the country has gallantly risen. Our CNG sales soared to 53,000 metric ton in FY 2023-24, reflecting a growth of 152%. Each year, our hard work and resilience is begetting its just rewards. We've achieved an outstanding overall market share of 42.44% and have recorded a remarkable sales volume of 83.30 million metric tons. The marketing division achieved 154% of the targeted capex, amounting to rupees 11,574 crore, along with significant other milestones in the areas of bitumen sales, commissioning of retail outlets and Kisan Seva Kendras, solarization of ROs, receiving approvals from major OEMs and commissioning of EV charging stations and battery swapping facilities across the country. We introduced DuraPack, a pioneering 25 kg bitumen packaging solution that not only marks a breakthrough in the market, but also offers a user-friendly and cost-effective solution. R&D, the most powerful weapon in our arsenal. From obtaining more than 45 OEMs and customers' approvals and issuing more than 120 formulations, developing and testing a microbial blend for in situ decomposition of crop residue. The R&D division is continuously charting new paradigms of success for a healthier, greener planet. Expanding and advancing the company towards continuous growth is our BD Group. The division achieved its highest ever overall gross revenue. The BD Group registered a capex of rupees 1,039.4 crore, while petrochemicals clocked the highest ever sales 3.1 million metric tons during 2023-24. With the relentless efforts of the group, we achieved our highest highs, entrenching an indelible imprint across the energy landscape. Successfully recycling nearly 8 million PET bottles for creating approximately 280,000 sets of uniforms for our Indian Oil customer attendants and LPG delivery personnel. The Unbottled initiative stamped a remarkable milestone. From prosperity to progress, with each new inaugural and commission, we are building a formidable India on the strongholds of self-sufficiency and self-reliance, signing pacts of trust and reliability to open gates to a flow that nurtures a beneficial future for all. Our CSR initiatives, bearing the torch of upliftment, are inspiring many deserving contenders to rewrite the story of their lives, giving them the freedom to uncage their dreams and fly beyond confining bars, supporting them with scholarships to ace the tides of new opportunity, empowering them to embrace the Shakti within, opening our hearts and becoming their strength. While we nurture our human resources and advocate for their well-being, we are also making vigorous efforts towards preserving the environment, safeguarding the indigenous ecosystems and natural dwellings for wildlife. Behind yet another year of stellar success at India's largest, most energy conglomerate is the leadership that leads by example, upholding the collective vision and embodying every value that defines the company. Our company has been conferred multiple awards for its distinctive work and outstanding contributions in all areas of responsibility by the country's most revered institutions, including FICCI, ASSOCHAM and Network 18. Indian Oil. It is not a start nor an end. It is a phenomenon that continues to grow, transmuting and transforming, expanding and accelerating, striding on the wings of positive energy, energizing business and beyond, so that India may ignite a new chapter of its glory. Indian Oil, the energy of India.
I now request Chairman to address the members.
Members of the Indian Oil family, welcome to our 65th Annual General Meeting. Today, we gather to celebrate an exceptional year of progress that was as much about business growth as it is about building a sustainable future. For over 6 decades now, Indian Oil has been a steadfast partner in India's development journey. In 23-24, we took significant strides and stood tall as India's energy charioteer. We are committed to embracing new opportunities that lie ahead as we steer India's energy transition. Let me say, the year gone by has been nothing short of remarkable. We have demonstrated resilience and agility, achieving record-breaking financial and operational milestones. Our revenue from operations touched an impressive 8,66,345 crore. During this period, our net profit soared to a record rupees 39,619 crore. This nearly 5-fold increase in profit from the previous year marks the highest ever in our history. Let's delve into some impressive figures that highlight our magnitude and impact. Every single day, we process over 1.4 million barrels of crude oil and serve over 3 crore customers, visiting our 37,500 fuel stations. Every day, we delight over 28 lakh households by delivering cooking gas and refuel over 2,300 flights, powering more than half of the country's airborne departures. Every day, we unload a large crude oil carrier at one of the ports at Mundra, Wadinar, or Paradeep, while the bitumen from our refineries paves 130 kilometers of highways and roads every day. Every day, our extensive assets, including 9 refineries, 20,000 kilometers of pipelines, 99 LPG bottling plants, 126 oil depots and terminals, 129 aviation fuel stations, and over 61,000 customer touchpoints, energizes India 24/7/365. While serving India's farthest, remotest corners, we have set new operational benchmarks in 23-24. Our refining throughput reached an all-time high of 73.3 million metric tons with a capacity utilization of 104.5%. Our marketing network achieved a record 97.6 million metric tons of product sales, demonstrating our market dominance. Our cross-country pipelines set new benchmarks with the throughput of liquid pipelines, both crude and products, exceeding 95.8 million metric tons. We expanded the network by about 2,100 kilometers, including a 1,700 kilometer LPG pipeline. With this, our energy highways now span nearly 20,000 kilometers, enhancing fuel distribution efficiency across the country. City gas distribution is yet another frontier aimed at providing cleaner fuels for cooking and transportation. Indian Oil has established its standalone presence in all 26 allocated geographical areas, operating 277 CNG stations and selling 280 tons of gas daily. Coming to our core business, in the cooking gas segment, we led the spread of Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana with a market share of over 45%, serving over 15 crore Indian customers. In our mission for enhanced customer delight, we have brought down the average time for LPG delivery to just about a day. While we prioritize timely deliveries, our commitment to customer safety is unwavering. We have introduced industry-first initiatives to ensure safety from our premises right up to the customers' homes. By implementing rigorous quality controls, streamlining processes, improving equipment maintenance, and conducting widespread safety awareness campaigns, the domestic LPG accidents have been reduced by a remarkable 80% in the past 4 years. But beyond the statistics, I firmly believe that the lives and safety of our customers matter. Let me reiterate that as the energy of India, we are focused on ensuring consistent energy supply in every heart and in every part of India's geographical diversity, from the bustling cities to the remotest villages. India's soaring economic trajectory presents a unique opportunity for us to play a pivotal role in nation building. We are poised to make substantial contributions through strategic expansions and other initiatives. In 23-24, we achieved a cumulative capital expenditure (CapEx) of rupees 42,236 crore, surpassing the budgeted target of 30,395 crores by over 139%. As we look ahead, in 24-25, our investment momentum will continue with brownfield and greenfield expansions. This is crucial as Indian Oil's demand is projected to increase at a compounded annual growth rate of 2.3% until 2050. With demand expected to rise by more than 50%, our infrastructure expansion will ensure a reliable energy supply to meet the nation's needs. We are also integrating petrochemicals into our refining operations. This oil to chemical approach will enrich our value chain, meet rising petrochemical demand, reduce import reliance, and insulate the bottom line from the impacts of crude oil price volatility. We are working on an ambitious plan to set up a mega petrochemical complex in Paradip, Odisha. With an investment of over 61,000 crore, this is Indian Oil's largest ever investment at a single location. This and the other petrochemical projects will be a game changer for Indian Oil. In 23-24, we successfully commissioned the first phase of naphtha cracker expansion and the PX-PTA revamp project at Panipat, as well as the ethylene glycol plant at Paradip. These have propelled our petrochemical intensity index to 6.1%. By 2030, our aim is to achieve an index of 15% and expand the petrochemical capacity to 14 million metric tons. Our strategic emphasis on enhancing business profitability has yielded remarkable results in the lubricant segment, which has flourished with a compounded annual growth rate of approximately 15% over the past 4 years. In 23-24, we not only achieved our highest ever sales volume, but also secured a substantial 20% increase compared to the previous year, both domestically and in export markets. To tap the rich opportunities in this growing segment, we have augmented our lube oil base stock facilities at Haldia and are setting up new plants at Gujarat and Panipat refineries. With this, we aim to increase the capacity from 0.73 million metric tons per annum to 1.5 million metric tons per annum and strengthen our market leadership. Our relentless pursuit of excellence across diverse business verticals has been instrumental in creating substantial long-term value for our shareholders, customers, employees, and communities. It is heartening that the number of shareholders has doubled in the last 3 years to reach an impressive 28 lakhs. The addition of more than 15 lakh shareholders showcases the increasing trust and confidence in the company. With the support of our shareholders, our share price surged to a new 6-year high of rupees 196.8 and nearly tripled in value since the last year. This culminated in a record-breaking market capitalization of rupees 2.72 lakh crores in 23-24. In addition to generating substantial shareholder value, we are deeply committed to driving progress for both our company and our nation. Our robust performance over the past year has earned us prestigious global recognition. During 23-24, we ranked 94th in the Fortune Global 500 list, maintaining our presence on this platform for 28 years in a row. We aced the Business World Top 500 rankings for the 3rd year running and were ranked 17th among India's most respected companies and the highest in the oil and gas sector. We were ranked 3rd to brand strength globally in the oil and gas segment by Brand Finance, underscoring our continued pursuit of leadership and innovation in the energy sector. Highlighting our steadfast commitment to regulatory compliance and performance excellence, we have achieved outstanding ratings against the MOU parameters of the Department of Public Enterprises, Government of India for 2 years in a row. Given our impressive performance, we are expecting yet another excellent rating this year. Our efforts under environment, social, and governance (ESG) parameters have been also globally recognized. We emerged as the top Indian oil and gas corporate in the Bloomberg NEF Global Energy Transition Score and topped the S&P Dow Jones Sustainability Indices in the oil and gas sector. These accolades underscore our unwavering commitment to integrating ESG principles into our core operations while driving robust business growth. As we celebrate these achievements, it is imperative to acknowledge the vision driving us forward. Our endeavors during the past year vividly illustrate our commitment to achieving operational net zero by 2046. This ambitious goal aligns with India's mission to become carbon neutral by 2070, positioning us as a front runner in the mission for green future. Having said that, we also recognize the unique challenges and opportunities presented by India's growing energy demand. As one of the largest energy consumers in the world, India's oil demand is likely to surge from 5.4 million barrels per day in 2023 to 8.3 million barrels per day by 2050. To meet this rise, we aim to increase our refining capacity from 70.25 million metric tons to 88 million metric tons per annum. By scaling up both conventional and non-conventional energy options, our goal of achieving 1/8 or 12.5% of India's energy needs by 2050 will be fulfilled. This will seamlessly align with the nation's energy security objectives and underscore our leadership in the sector. I would like to share with you that we are embarking on an ambitious journey to become a $1 trillion giant by 2047 in terms of turnover. This aligns perfectly with India's vision of a $30 trillion economy by the same year. This ambition places us in the elite company of global giants. We will continue to contribute a significant 3% share to India's GDP as we support the country's economic transformation. For over 6 decades, we have been at the forefront of innovation, consistently energizing the market. This year, 23-24 was no exception as we achieved several milestones. Storm, the ultimate racing fuel, consolidated our position in the high-octane segment as we became the first Indian company to introduce a race fuel for motorcycles. On the global stage, we have collaborated with the International Motorcycling Federation as the official fuel partner for the Asia Road Racing Championship till 2026. StormX became the latest innovation from our stables, redefining car racing experience and performance standards. We also forged a groundbreaking partnership with MotoGP, the pinnacle of motorcycle racing, by sponsoring the first ever MotoGP event held in India at the Buddh International Circuit, Noida. This collaboration marked an important milestone in the realm of motorsports as we showcased XP100, India's first 100-octane petrol. Our niche products have demonstrated exceptional growth and market penetration. As of June 2024, XP95, our high-octane petrol, is available at over 11,700 fuel stations, capturing a dominant 58% market share. Extra Green, our eco-friendly diesel, has achieved a remarkable 96.5% market share with availability at over 7,200 retail outlets. Notably, XP95 contributes over 6% to our total petrol sales, while Extra Green accounts for 1% of diesel sales. XP100, catering to the luxury segment, is now available in 100 cities nationwide. This success is a testament to our commitment to customer-centric innovation and sustainable fuel solutions. We have also launched reference diesel and gasoline from our Panipat and Paradeep refineries, marking India's entry into a select group of global manufacturers of this advanced and niche fuel. In a bid to expand the offering of niche products in India, in 2022, we had become the first Indian company to produce and market the specialized aviation fuel AVGas 100LL. By 23-24, we ensured fulfilling the domestic demand by over 2,400 KL of AVGas through indigenous production. Today, we are also exporting the product to countries like Papua New Guinea, Indonesia, and Sri Lanka, a testament to our Make in India for the World mission. While we continue to expand our market reach and achieve momentous milestones, we are also spearheading the nation's transition towards low-carbon solutions. our state-of-the-art R&D center has broadened its focus in addition to the core domain of refining petrochemicals, catalysts, and pipeline research. To further enhance at our R&D capabilities, we are investing 3,000 crores in the 60-acre new energy campus that is set to be completed by December 25. It will undertake pioneering research in alternative and renewable energy segment, including hydrogen, bioenergy, battery, nanotechnology, and carbon capture and utilization, among other areas of research. As a part of our future fluent strategy, we are investing in emerging technologies and forging partnerships. By leveraging our first mover advantage, we are confident in our ability to scale up the most promising technologies in the evolving landscape. This will ensure our continued leadership in the era of new energy and create substantial value for our companies and the stakeholders and the nation. For cementing our clean and green energy transition vision, we have consolidated our green initiatives under a wholly owned subsidiary, Terra Clean Limited. By combining our low carbon, clean and green energy businesses into a single entity, we aim to optimize resource allocation, enhance innovation, and accelerate the development of cutting-edge solutions. Hydrogen stands out as a pivotal pathway to secure India's energy future and drive the green mobility. I am happy to share that we plan to catalyze this ecosystem by setting up green hydrogen plants at our refineries, starting with Panipat and expanding to other locations subsequently. Our R&D team is exploring 3 innovative green hydrogen pathways, namely CBG reforming, solar-powered electrolyzer-based hydrogen generation, and oxy-steam biomass gasification-based hydrogen generation. We are also pioneering an indigenous solution for heavy-duty applications using hydrogen fuel cell technology. In a landmark move, we collaborated with Tata Motors and rolled out 2 green hydrogen fuel cell buses in September 23 in the country. We are also fueling green mobility in the armed forces and have partnered with the Indian Army and the Indian Navy, besides deploying 4 hydrogen fuel cell buses in Vadodara. We have thus mobilized a fleet of 15 hydrogen fuel cell buses. Notably, we are the only company in the country fueling hydrogen through our dispensing stations at R&D Center in Faridabad and Gujarat Refinery, Vadodara. With India's resolute focus on a cleaner and more affordable energy mix, natural gas has witnessed a remarkable surge in recent years. I am happy to report that we achieved an impressive 49% year-on-year increase in sales of natural gas, enhancing our market share from 10 to 13%. We have signed long-term agreements with ADNOC and Total Energies for the supply of LNG and renewed our contract with Qatar Energy to extend our LNG imports by another 20 years. We are thus poised to play a bigger role in accelerating India's vision of a gas-based economy. Indian Oil continues to lead India's biofuel revolution and is actively contributing to the Satat initiative that offers triple benefits of sustainable mobility, enhancing farmers' prosperity, and strengthening India's green energy security. We have thus solidified our leadership in the promising waste-to-energy sector. Till date, we have commissioned 33 compressed biogas plants and issued over 1,700 letters of intent to support India's goal of producing 5 million metric tons of biogas per annum by 2030. In 24-25, we plan to set up additional 30 CBG plants through our proposed JV companies with EverEnviro, GPS Renewables, and Praj Industries. We are also working out plans to set up India's first commercial-scale sustainable aviation fuel SAF plant at Panipat. There will be an important move in meeting India's indicative SAF blending targets of 1% by 27, 2% by 28, and 5% by 2030. We have identified our refineries at Panipat, Barauni, Haldia, and CPCL for co-processing of 5% non-edible oil through the hydroprocessed esters and fatty acids HEFA route to produce SAF. On the ethanol front, we had set benchmarks with setting up India's first 2G ethanol plant and the world's first 3G ethanol plant at Panipat. The 2G ethanol plant is designed to utilize 2 lakh tons per annum of agricultural residue. It is currently in the stabilization phase and is expected to achieve 60% capacity utilization by October 24. Our commitment to government's ethanol blending petrol program has yielded exceptional results. We have achieved 15% ethanol blend in our base petrol, surpassing the mandate. Moreover, our introduction of E20 and India's first ethanol 100 fuel aims to foster a flexi fuel ecosystem for the vehicle manufacturers and other stakeholders. The biofuels program has delivered significant environmental benefits while creating income growth for farmers, particularly those cultivating rice, maize, and sugarcane. During the ethanol supply year 2022-23, ethanol blending helped save over Rs 4,300 crores in foreign exchange. Additionally, the expeditious payment of Rs 19,300 crore to farmers has boosted the rural economies. Indian Oil is fueling yet another frontier of future mobility by supporting the growth of India's electric mobility ecosystem. We have set up over 10,000 electric vehicle charging stations, representing 60% of the total installed by oil marketing companies in the country. We are also betting big on battery swapping solutions in the country. Indo-Fast Swap Energy Private Limited, our joint venture with Sun Mobility Singapore, is all set to establish one of the largest battery swapping networks in India. We are primarily focused on the 2 and 3 wheeler segments as they are the first ones likely to switch to the electric mobility option. We plan to further strengthen our existing network of over 670 battery swapping stations by establishing 500 new stations in 24-25. We see battery manufacturing as another promising avenue. Our strategic agreement with Panasonic Energy Company, Japan, is aimed at exploring opportunities for advanced cell manufacturing of lithium-ion batteries in India. Our commitment to a cleaner and greener future is exemplified by offering novel indigenous solutions like our homegrown solar cooktop, Surya Nutan. As part of the pilot study in 23-24, we empowered 350 households in Dhar, Madhya Pradesh by adopting sustainable cooking practices leveraging carbon financing. Recognizing the benefits of clean cooking, India has intensified its efforts by reducing GST on solar cookers from 18 to 12%. Moreover, the inclusion of clean cooking in the list of activities eligible for carbon trading under Article 6.2 and 6.4 of the Paris Agreement will further accelerate the adoption of solar cookers. Besides scaling remarkable heights and setting benchmarks in the energy domain, I am proud that Indian Oil's stewardship has created ripples beyond the realm of business. We continue to be actively involved in the preserving India's rich biodiversity by protecting the wildlife like cheetahs, rhinoceros, olive ridley turtles, and tigers. Our social outreach programs, ranging from healthcare initiatives to social transformation programs, are making a huge difference at the ground level. Our twin initiatives of Parivartan, Prison to Pride, and Nai Disha, Smile for Juvenile, have empowered over 7,300 lives across 150 prisons and correctional facilities. Our support powered the success of the teams from Yeroda Central Jail, Pune, and the Children's Observation Home, Bhopal, at the Chess of Freedom Championship organized by International Chess Federation, FIDE. In recognition of our efforts, we were honored with the FIDE Friends of FIDE Award for leveraging chess to transform lives. We have also collaborated with state prison departments to establish 50 Umeed, a hope, fuel outlets that are operated by former and current inmates. I am also delighted to share that our unwavering support for sports is transforming India into a sporting nation. Our ACER scholarship program supports over 200 budding talents, and nearly 50% of these rising sports stars are girls. We have also supported the Indian para contingent at a major international event such as Para-Asian Games in Hangzhou, China, World Shooting Para World Cup in Delhi, and will continue to do so at the upcoming Paris Paralympics 2024. Embracing diversity and inclusivity, we are also welcomed para-archer Sheetal Devi into the Indian Oil family. In March 24, we partnered the National Sports Development Fund for our Indian Oil Shakti program aimed to empower 30 talented young girls in athletics. Our goal is to pave their way to success in the upcoming Asian Games 26 in Japan and the Los Angeles Olympics in 2028 in US. Our efforts have yielded remarkable results with 12 Indian Oil sports stars, including a Shakti scholar representing India at the ongoing Paris Olympics. It was a moment of pride when IOCN Sharat Kamal led the Indian team as the flag bearer in the Olympics. I think there is no better validation of the tremendous impact of our initiatives than having over 10% of the country's sports stars hailing from Indian Oil family, showcasing their talent at the world's biggest sporting arena, the Olympics. While we continue to uplift lives and redefine our business, we have also upheld the principles of corporate governance. Let me reiterate that with a collaborative spirit, we have created a robust ecosystem for preventive vigilance leading to the highest standards of integrity. Your company complies with the guidelines issued by the Department of Public Enterprises as applicable to public sector undertakings, the details of which are provided in the corporate governance report forming part of the annual report. As we race forward towards a new era of energy transition, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Government of India, particularly the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, for their continued wholehearted support in our mission to energize the nation. I also express my deep appreciation to every stakeholder who has been a part of this incredible journey. My sincere thanks to all our customers, partners, and communities for their unwavering support. To the 6 lakh strong Indian Oil family that includes over 29,000 IOCNs, let me say thank you, and I am immensely proud of you. You have been instrumental in solidifying our position as the energy of India, embodying our core values of care, innovation, passion, trust, and above all, nation first. To our channel partners, your collaboration and support has been invaluable. To our customers, your continued trust and loyalty inspires us to strive for excellence every day. And to our shareholders, your unwavering trust and faith in our vision has been our guiding force. When we crystal gaze into the future, let us remember that our actions today and the contours of the blueprint we draw for tomorrow will cement our path for generations to come. Together, we have the power to shape the world and co-create a brighter future for the next generation. We will continue to illuminate the path of India's progress and the beacon of positive energy in business and beyond. Thank you once again for your continued belief and cooperation and support. Jai Hind.
As per the notice of AGM, 17 resolutions are proposed for consideration of members, which include 3 under ordinary business and 14 under special business. While the items under ordinary business include adoption of financial statements, declaration of final dividend, and reappointment of a director, the items under special business seek approval of members for 9 material related party transactions with related parties, appointment of 4 directors, and ratification of remuneration of cost auditors for the financial year 24-25. The resolutions under the explanatory statement providing details as required under statutory provisions are provided in the notice of the AGM. In line with the provisions of the Companies Act 2013 and SEBI listing regulations 2015, the company had provided remote e-voting facility to the members to cast their vote on all the 17 resolutions. The remote e-voting was open from August 5th to August 8th, 2024. The members who could not exercise their vote through remote e-voting can cast their vote during the AGM. Since the resolutions were put up for approval through e-voting, there is no requirement for proposing and seconding the resolutions.
May I now request the members to raise queries on the annual report, the financial statements, and the agenda of the meeting. With a view to facilitate participation of more and more members and to provide equal opportunities to speak, the time allotted to each speaker is maximum 3 minutes. The moderator shall monitor the time. The members are requested to avoid repetitive queries, observations already raised by other members to enable adequate time to other members. I would reply to the questions after all the members have raised their query. Moderator will now call one by one those members who have already registered their names as speaker.
Our first speaker for the day is Mrs. Hutokshi Sam Patel. Can we have her on the screen, please? Mrs. Hutokshi Sam Patel. Good morning, ma'am. We would request you to kindly unmute and put up your query. Mrs. H.S. Patel, are we audible? Can you hear us? Ma'am, I think we are not able to hear you or even see you. If you are there, can you please connect? We will move on to our second speaker, Dr. Dharav Jamadar.
Greetings of the day to respected chairman and all the board members of my company. My name is Dr. Dharav Jamadar from Surat, Gujarat.
Hello.
First of all, sir, it is quite intriguing to learn so many facts and figures and also accolades for my company. Sir, some of my questions which I would request you to address are, first, can you explain in brief, if not in detail due to competitive reason or so, how does the mechanism of purchasing crude actually works out for any OMC, especially for us? Keeping in mind crude oil prices are quite volatile in nature and changes every minute, but the same can't be translated in the final petrol prices. Second, can you further explain the mechanism on how our gross refinery margins get impacted or changed by 1% if there is any $1 change in the benchmark Singapore gross margin refinery? And recently we have experienced a decline in our GRMs. What kind of outlook do we have for the rest of the year, and what kind of steps are we planning to improvise the same? Third, we have faced highest loss due to LNG under recoveries. That is almost rupees 5,156 crores amongst all the OMCs. So do you see that the same trend might continue, that is government providing more subsidies in any major upcoming state elections? If yes, then what curbs measures we are taking in order to prevent such a major loss? Fourth, our marketing to refining ratio is around 1.2, which is quite below one of our major peer, that is HPCL, which is having almost 2.2. It is believed that any OMC are at advantage if our profits transforms from refining to marketing business. So what are your projections for this year on this segment, and how are we planning to improvise the same? Last question, can you further share your capex projections this year, and what amount shall be spent on which segment? Additionally, what are our plans for under leveraging ourselves, even though our company is operating in a vast geographical locations worldwide and we are working in a capex heavy industry? Would it be a very distant dream to see my company a debt-free company? Thank you, sir, for providing this opportunity.
Thank you so much. Our first speaker, Hutokshi Sam Patel, is with us. Can we have her on the screen? Mrs. Hutokshi
Hello, can you
Sam
hear me?
Patel. Yes, you're.
Can you hear me?
Good morning, ma'am.
Can you hear me? Thank you. I'm not on my video, please. I'm not on my video. Thank you. Our respected chairman, Mr. Srikant Vaidyaji. First, I would like to thank you very much for your speech. Very informative, very well spoken, and it was really very initiative, and we feel very happy to be the shareholder of this number one company in our country. I wish the company all the very best. Very nice speech, very informative. Thank you, sir. I also share my with our Director Finance, Mr. Jain, Anuj Jain, our CFO, Mr. Sanjay Kaushal, and our Mr. Company Secretary, Kamal Gwalani and the whole secretariat department. I thank very much to Mr. Sudesh. All the thanks to him. He has been always very helpful, very self-effective and very humble man. He is very short, but he is very humble, very polite, and very informative, very alert. I wish him all the best. So that's a very good job done. I do not know why my voice is echoing there. Hello.
Yeah, ma'am.
Though this year, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Yeah, this year though revenue and income are down, however the profits and EPS are up. Anyway, the company has done very well, and the awards and accolades that you all have displayed in your annual report shows how fruitful this company is. So well the company is doing. All board of directors, the team, the management team and all the employees have done very good job. This is $1 trillion giant company globally, who is giving 3% share in Indian GDP. ABS produced loop plant in ABS produced gas. Can you please throw some light on it? And loop plant in Nepal. Which other countries are there where we export green hydrogen buses? You have joined with Tata Motors to produce that. 2 buses we have already produced. How many more? How many more you are going to give it? 1 minute, now I'm coming to my question. So how much ethanol are we blending with petrol? Major suppliers of ethanol. You are one of the major suppliers of ethanol. How much are we producing ethanol? Go green is the focus in our country. What are your plans for hydrogen fuel? What is the cost of borrowing for our company? Per liter margin for fuel vis-a-vis that of last year. I would like to know on this point. Your CSR activities have been very good, excellent. The company is doing very well, and all the best. Since there are many speakers, I would like to end over here and wish the company all the very best. The good progress done by the company, and still much more progress to be done by the company. All the best to you all. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak through this OAVC.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Our third speaker for the day is Mr. Santosh Kumar Saraf. Good morning,
Hello.
sir. Good morning, sir. You are audible.
माननीय सभापति जी, उपस्थित निदेशक मंडल के सदस्यगण, अधिकारीगण, कर्मचारीगण, मैं संतोष कुमार सराफ प्रथा से आप सभी को राम राम कहता हूं। आशा करता हूं आप सब इस समय अच्छे स्वास्थ्य में होंगे। सर, मैं उन 1,40,000 कर्मचारियों का भी आभार प्रकट करता हूं जिनकी कड़ी मेहनत का फल है कि आज हमारी कंपनी इतना अच्छा रिजल्ट और इतना अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस दे रही है। उनके साथ उनकी फैमिली का भी धन्यवाद देता हूं जो उनको स्वस्थ रखने में पूरा योगदान देती है। सर, ज्यादा कुछ नहीं, आपने अपने वक्तव्य में काफी कुछ बताया। मैं जाना एविएशन टर्बाइन फुल की परसेंटेज बढ़ाने में क्या कर रहे हैं? अभी 4.6% अपना पार्टिसिपेट है, इसके बारे में क्या कर रहे हैं सर? और जो 645 प्लांट है वहां पर सोलर और रेन वाटर की व्यवस्था क्या की है, ये बताइएगा सर। एक सर फीमेल परसेंटेज बढ़ाने के लिए क्या कर रहे हैं? परमानेंट में फीमेल 11% है और वर्कर में 3% है, इसके बारे में बताइएगा सर। सर, ज्यादा कुछ नहीं, काफी एक सर एआई टेक्नोलॉजी का हम किस तरह यूज कर रहे हैं अपनी कंपनी की ग्रोथ में, कि आर्टिफिशियल टेक्नोलॉजी काफी लाभदायक है, इसके बारे में बताइएगा। लास्ट में सर ये मेरे को कहना है कि मुझे जानना है कि जो हमारे घर पे जो डिलीवरी देने के लिए जो आते हैं पर्सन, वो हमसे एक्स्ट्रा 50 रुपया मांगते हैं, तो आपकी डिलीवरी की क्या पॉलिसी है सर, उसमें क्या इंक्लूड है? और सर ये भी बताइएगा जिनके फ्लैट में लिफ्ट नहीं है वहाँ कितने तल्ले तक डिलीवरी कर सकते हैं और जिनके यहाँ लिफ्ट है वहाँ क्या कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि हम सच में रहते हैं, अरे हम पैसा नहीं देते हैं तो लाइए नीचे से ले आइए। अब मेरा जैसे एज वाला आदमी 2 करके तो नहीं जा सकता है, इसलिए सर एक पॉलिसी क्लियर हो और अपने डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर को भी क्लियर कहें और अपने बिल पे भी क्लियर दिखे तो अच्छा रहेगा सर। और ज्यादा समय नहीं लूंगा, आप बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं भगवान। आप जितने भी डायरेक्टर, जितने भी कर्मचारी, जितने भी भाई बंधु हैं, उनको लंबी उम्र दे और फाइनेंशियल 2024-25 की शुभकामना देता हूँ। और उन 1,40,000 कर्मचारियों के साथ साथ आपके और आपकी फैमिली का भी आभार प्रकट करता हूँ। और सर बीसी मीटिंग कंटिन्यू रखिएगा, जिससे हम अपने कर्मचारियों के प्रति अपना आभार प्रकट करें। जय हिंद, जय भारत, नमस्कार।
आपके प्रश्नों के लिए बहुत धन्यवाद सर। आवर नेक्स्ट स्पीकर, द फोर्थ स्पीकर फॉर द डे इज मिस लिली प्रधान।
Hello.
Ma'am, you are
May
audible.
Okay. Very good morning, all chairpersons. I have one question. What is the aim and object of future development by applying AI technology? Please must be considered plant visit for encouragement. Nothing more. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Our next speaker, the fifth speaker, would be Mr. Ashit Kumar Pathak.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, respected Chairman, Board of Directors, Company Secretary, fellow members joining at 65th AGM of Indian Oil Corporation Limited. My name is Ashit Kumar Pathak, joining from Damdol, Kolkata. At first, my extreme gratitude to our Company Secretary, Mr. Kamal Kumar Gwalani, and Deputy Company Secretary, Mr. Kamalesh Kumar Join, for an entire leadership team for sending me the notice of 65th AGM and hard copy of the annual report very well in advance and allow me to speak. Sir, your opening remarks of about my company's performance and various prospective strategies and roadmap in respect to energy transition are most valuable to my companies and stakeholders rewarding policy. Sir, I have successfully casted for 17 resolutions mentioned in the notice. Before I share my views, thanks to my company's management teams, profit after tax achieved 39,619 crores and operating profit near about 74,182 crores. Also, net worth nicely achieved near about 1,76,715 crores, and also dividend nicely pay out ₹15 overall per equity share. Sir, share your thoughts. In a media report I noticed in 6th August 2024, my company cancelled green hydrogen tender for 2 times. So what is the key reason behind it? Share your thought. Also in a media report, India maybe have to lean more in West Asian nations for surplus LPG coming years to big plans to diversify more value-added petrochemicals. And this shift leads to reduced LPG output. Share your thoughts about this. Also, what is our present gross refinery margin per barrel and in second quarter? Because it mentioned financial year 25, our GRM also $12.05 per barrel. And what strong steps my company's management team taking for cyber security? Because our investment mentioned 700 crores project in iDrive and multi-year digital transformation program. Share your thoughts about our cyber security. Any plan to set up distributorship small ticket size, tier 2, tier 2 cities for employment generation? Share your thoughts. Also, I noticed after bumper project profits, government equity infusion about 30,000 crores. Capital support to oil companies financial year 24 for energy transition plan. How are we taking this opportunity? Share your thoughts about this. And last 2 points I like to share. Sir, I noticed respected chairman desk, it mentioned debt equity ratio reduced to 0.66 against 0.98 5 years low. But in annual report, long-term borrowings it mentioned 57,744 crores, and finance costs also increased near about 7,328 crores. My view is that cost reduction policy about finance cost and debt reduction policy. Share your thought. And also government is reduce the oil report and share the oil companies for production oil gas exploration. So yeah, our 3 years capex program, share your thoughts about this, and also present capacity of utilization of our 9 refineries. And also finally I share if issues are bonus shares, because already HPCL announced 1:2 bonus in May 2024, and BPCL also issued 1:1 bonus share, record date mentioned 22 July 2024. Sir, our reserve is very nicely achieved, so issue bonus shares to members for rewarding the shareholder also. Nothing to say more. I have totally pleased about our company's performance and shareholding DRD policy, and pray to God for everybody good health and prosperity of my company year-to-year basis by the leadership of you and entire leadership team. Thanking you, sir.
Thank you so much for your valuable question, sir. Our sixth speaker for the day is Mr. Kaushik Sahudar. Mr. Kaushik Sahukar.
Yes, I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Respected sir and distinguished guests, good morning to all. It is an honor to stand before this esteemed gathering today. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the board for granting me the opportunity to be part of this important event. First and foremost, I would like to commend Chairman Sir Mr. Shrikant Mahadev Vaidya for his comprehensive presentation on the state of our company. His insights were so thorough that I find myself with no questions. Though as a speaker, it is my duty to ask. So with this mindset, I have a few points of concern. When does IOCL is expected to start green hydrogen fuel in the existing petrol pump or setting up a new petrol pump? Uh, and can existing car owner can refuel with green hydrogen fuel using existing setting or new or our car needs new setting modification to use green hydrogen fuel? Please throw some light. I also seek the company's support in associating with me in the area of certification audit, including Form 15CB. I believe that CSR is about assisting those in need at the crucial time, especially when they have reached out for help. I have been deeply impressed with company's CSR initiative, particularly those aimed at supporting specially able persons. However, I must admit some disappointment that my request made for several years in past has not been considered. I do have however, appreciate the management has many pressing responsibility which may have delayed the response. Nevertheless, I remain hopeful that this year my request will be considered and that IOCL will engage with me in certification audit, allowing me to lead life with dignity and self-respect. I'm confident that our chairman, Mr. Shrikant Vaidya, our CFO, Mr. Anuj Jain, and our MD and CS, Mr. Kamal Kumar, will find my request practical and are taking note of my request and will work towards a meaningful engagement with me going forward. Finally, I propose the substantial saving from conducting this meeting virtually be used for benefit of speaker shareholders. This could include arranging factory visit for shareholder speaker, allowing us to gain first-hand insights into our operations, or distributing small token of appreciation during festivals. And on lighter note, given our shift to virtual meeting, maybe next time we should consider a virtual hi-fi competition to keep things lively. Uh, thanks all for your attention. I'm sure company will address my issue in the meeting or can even provide reply by email, whatever is convenient to you. But please address my concern. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Sahukar. Our seventh speaker for the day is Mr. Ashish Shankar Bansal.
Respected
Sir, we cannot hear you. Can you please unmute yourself?
You can hear my voice, sir?
Yes, yes.
Respected Chairman and Board of Directors, good morning, everyone. Already I have given the email. If you can reply my queries, I am thankful to you. I want to add one more question. आप पहले राइट इशू के बारे में बोला था हम लोग लेके आएंगे, तो अभी तक क्यों नहीं लेके आ रहे हैं आप लोग? और प्लान विजिट लेके लेके जाए, एजीएम तो होती नहीं है, कोविड के साथ मिलना होता नहीं है। प्लान विजिट के बहाने हम लोग मिल सकते हैं आपसे, और दूसरा उपाय नहीं है आपसे मिलने का फिजिकल। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you so much, Pansalji. Our next speaker, the 8th speaker for the day, is Mr. Anil Mehta.
Hello.
Yes, sir. You're.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good morning. This is Anil Mehta. Attending this meeting from Mumbai with my family members. They are also shareholder of the company. We have a few questions. The question number one: with increased globalization, what has the company done to increase the international breadth of knowledge and experience on the board? Second question: how does the management monitor intercompany transactions? Question number three: what are the major opportunities and challenges facing the company, and how does the management plan to respond? Question four: what are the principal objectives in the company's business plan for the next year, for the next 5 years? And the last question: sir, how does the company assess its liquidity and availability of the funding sources for operation? With this, we are supporting all the resolutions, and thanks to the Secretarial Department for their cooperation and supportive nature. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mehta. Our next speaker is Miss Humayu Beruz Perudehi. Mrs. Perudehi, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
You can hear, no? So I'll proceed. We have been associated with the most beloved company since decades. Now I want to say that congratulations to our secretarial team, because this is the first company which has organized a speaker group. It's so easy then to participate here. The first company, all others would follow suit. It's so easy then to come in our speakers portal, and of course even others, even our otherwise our secretarial team did our best to join us, Mr. Sudesh and everyone. Thank you very much. Now, sir, regarding, I've already heard your chairman speak in detail, and many of my questions have already been answered. But I just want to grade our scientists, really. Our company makes India proud. We are also proud of our company. I just want to know, sir, regarding our LPG, it's really true. We book and next day we receive delivery. It's true. It's a very necessity item. Regarding poor people, can they afford one? I was informed that the company, the Prime Minister Yojana and all that, they get the cylinder. Okay. But then what? The first cylinder they get. But for the next cylinder, they have no money to get refill. Does the government also give them refill? I just want to be clear on that. Then the poor people can take advantage of our LPG and our Yojana. Now, another thing I want to know, sir, another question is war between Iran and Israel. Sir, it is going to give rise to petroleum products, right? How will that affect the company? I would like to know. Then there will be, prices will be higher, there will be a shortage. So I just want to know, how will that affect the company? Of course, we are hoping things normalize. My God, I've got all my relatives in Iran. I do not want any war between them. They all want peace for our prosperity. So one more thing, regarding your CSR activity, I just cannot describe how they are. For example, one is TB Yukta Bharat. So do you know, I personally know Dr. Zareen Utpadia. He has been trying since years to help TB patients and, about this. TB Mukt Bharat. My own doctor in Bombay Hospital is a chest physician. He also tries, he also goes to conferences, to eradicate TB. And when our company supports them, things can happen, really. Individually, we can't do much. But when you all are there with your blessings and with your support, really things can take place. Really, TB can be eradicated. Why not? So, and another thing I want to know regarding your wild animals, the CSR activities, I'm curious to know. You all are doing great. But suppose when floods come and the animals are not safe, so then in that situation, what you all do? So then, what is it? So should the environment be protected so that there are no floods? And then in case when floods come, the animals are in danger. So what schemes you have to protect them? I just want to know that. And regarding the electric battery, my question was answered. And many things. I'm closing here. I don't want to cross the 3-minute limit. I wish your company all the very best, sir. Thank you very much. And we know we are very safe. Our investments are very safe. They are going to rise in future because of some great efforts taken by everybody for our company. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, madam. Our next speaker for the day is Aspi Bhesania.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I'm Aspi from Bombay. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to speak. So I also appreciate the WhatsApp group and I hope many other companies follow you. It's a very nice way to communicate to the shareholders, the speaker number. Sir, I congratulate the management on very good results for the year. However, Q4 was quite bad. So what is the reason for Q4 being very bad? And again, Q1 of the current year is again still bad. So what is the reason for that again? So thank you very much. And what about the buyback? Now buyback window is closing on 30th September. Can you go for a buyback before 30th September? Because otherwise after 1st October the buyback will be fully taxable in the hands of the shareholders as a dividend. So thank you very much and all the best for the future.
Thank you, Mr. Bhesania. Our next speaker is Mr. Vinod Agarwal. Mr. Agarwal?
All the best. Thank you, Mr. Yeah. Yeah. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
This is Vinod Agarwal speaking, sir. The Chairman SM ADIG, Director Anuj Jain, and yes, Krishna Kumar Golani. Good morning and God's statements have voted for all the resolutions sought to be adopted in today's AGM, sir. And sir, the revenues have been at a little lower than last year. That is, I think, due to softer prices prevailing, and it is not due to your performance capabilities, sir. The PAT is also very good at 43,000 against, which has increased from 11, almost 4 times the PAT it has been, sir. So very good, sir. And I wish the company, sir, अपने डिविडेंड भी आपका अच्छा दिया है सर. आप डिविडेंड भी अच्छा देते हैं सर. एंड सर एक आपने एल्यूमिनियम बैटरी का अपना प्रोजेक्ट लिया था सर अपना कुछ साल पहले, उसका क्या स्टेटस है सर? आई लाइक टू नो, बिकॉज आजकल वही चलता है ना, लिथियम आयन ज्यादा चलता है सर. तो आपने एल्यूमिनियम का रूट लिया था सर, उसका क्या प्रोजेक्ट साइज है? ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन में भी आपने अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं सर. आपने बसेस चलाई हैं एंड यू हैव वन सो मेनी अवार्ड्स सर आपका. एंड सर आपका CSR एक्टिविटी में आपने 457 करोड़ रुपए खर्चा किया है सर. इतना अपना रुपया तो अपना कोई और कंपनी ने किया ही नहीं होगा मेरे हिसाब से. 450 करोड़ किसको बोलते हैं सर? इसमें तो अपना गांव के गांव बस जाते हैं सर इसमें. एंड नेटवर्क अच्छा है सर. एंड वन सेकंड ना, सेल्स वॉल्यूम अच्छा है अपना. एक्सपेंडिंग अप प्रोजेक्ट्स इन पानीपत, दिग्बोय, बरौनी, ऑल गुड सर. आई एम साइनिंग ऑफ सर. अपने कंपनी अच्छा चला है सर. विशिंग ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर द कंपनी सर. थैंक यू. साइनिंग ऑफ विनोद अग्रवाल फ्रॉम मुंबई.
बहुत धन्यवाद अग्रवाल जी. हमारे अगले शेयर होल्डर हैं हीरानंद कोतवानी. मिस्टर हीरानंद कोतवानी.
Namaste. I am audible?
Yes, sir.
Respected Chairman, other dignity attend this meeting. Jai Shri Ram to the dignity attending from New Delhi, Delhi. Thank you. Certainly, it is a great pleasure to join you this meeting from Kalyan. 20 years association. I have associated this organization more than 22 years. I used to come there at Worli to speak and criticize the management for the future growth. And today there is no room to criticize because your balance sheet says you are done well. You are doing your right path. There is a lot of competency. I don't have any hesitation to tell you of competence. The sincerity and the transparency. Your compliance issue has improved a lot. Even Secretary Department this year. Last year it was bad. I opposed all the resolution last year. But today I supported and acknowledged the good thing of your Secretary Department. They sent the physical copy and I read it. It was very nicely presented and all the information is well given good. I used to ask so many questions to them previously regarding the contingency plan of health issues and the dollar up and swing. But certainly today I will not ask the question just to appreciate you people for the good work you have done at so many segments. The chairman has narrated all these things and your balance sheet itself show. But one question I will ask, consent the time. So many questions can be asked in praise, but certainly I restrict myself. The page number 245, Chairman, there is a bank balance and other above. In that, one amount received from PM Care Fund. Please explain this. Liquid oxygen and grant received from Ministry of Heavy Industry. These two elements you please explain. No other thing Mr. Gwalani has done. He will also assess and some difficulty or question will solve. Thank you and good luck ahead. Thank you. Great pleasure to join you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Our next shareholder is Mr. Jaydeep Bakshi. Mr. Bakshi? Sir, if you can hear us.
Yes.
So you may please ask your question.
Yes. Very good morning, Chairman and Board of Directors. Myself, Jaydeep Bakshi, connecting from the city of Kolkata. I take this opportunity to convey our thanks to Mr. Kamal Galwani, our Company Secretary, for giving me an opportunity, and also to our Assistant Secretary, Mr. Kamlesh Jainji, and also maintaining investor-friendly relations with the shareholders and presenting a detailed annual report which is informative on. So your initial speeches were very much informative and descriptive, along with the video clippings also. Nice to hear that. And myself proud to be part of the India's largest oil refinery and fuel retailer. So I would like to see our IOC in the top 550 rank in the Fortune Global 500 list in the coming years. And thanks once again for the dividend passed on to us in these difficult times. So what is the plans for introducing new pipeline in West Bengal and connectivity with the Northeast? Can we take the help of Bangladesh? And what is our future plans like the world's first 34 ethanol plant at 3G internal plant at Panipat? What is our future plans regarding this? And also CapEx programs and new technology implementation, because all these new technology like the AI and the ML are in the front fold. So what is our waste management policy and green energy also? And any new byproducts are we thinking of? And what are the steps for increasing the safety standards, because we are handling very delicate items. Sir, I would love to see our mascot in the pump outlets. That would be a very good one. And CSR activities, you are very much into helping out the unprivileged sector. So it's a very good initiative. And sir, nothing to add more. I've supported all the resolutions along with my family members and continue our growth and momentum and remain as a leader in this whole field with the trust of all the stakeholders. Thank you, sir, for giving an opportunity. And sir, continue with this VC so that we can get connected. Thank you, sir, and happy Independence Day in advance to all present in today's video conference.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bakshi, and happy Independence Day to you too. Our next speaker is Mr. Sunil Kumar Modak.
Hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay. Very good morning to all respected Chairman, Board of Directors, Secretary, and my fellow shareholders online. Myself, Sunil Modak, equity shareholder joining this VC from Kolkata, and also a member of Kolkata Welfare Association for Small Shareholders. So this is a nice meeting, sir. I am a proud shareholder of being IOCL. Huge turnover. Net profit is 39,000 crores, 6,119 crores. CSR activities is very good, 457 crores. and they are benefited by 117 lakhs people. The financial year 2023-24 is an extraordinary achievement by INCL. Our company is the safe hand on our board of directors, skilled, professional, and very talented board of management, and we will reach to the peak level of our result in the coming years also. Capacity utilization is 104%. This is very good, sir. Sir, I have few questions. Investor service is very good. I already told, but what is our business program for the next 5 years? What is our capex program? How many petrol pumps in all over India? How many there? And I pray to God for everybody's good health and prosperity, and advance happy Independence Day. Sir, there is one thing I find very useful: WhatsApp group created by IOCL to get better joining scope among the shareholders. This is most inspiring with this, and I have already casted e-voting and supported all the resolutions. Hope we will meet next year with better results. Thank you very much, sir. Namaskar.
Next shareholder joining us is Mr. Amit Kumar Banerjee. Mr. Banerjee. Our 15th speaker, Mr. Amit Kumar Banerjee. We'll move on to our next speaker, Mr. Atanu Saha. I think we'll move on. Our 17th speaker is Mr. Rajendra Jamnadas Seth.
Hello?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. So I would request you to kindly put up your question.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
चेयरमैन सर, मैनेजमेंट टीम, शेयर होल्डर भाइयों, मैं राजेंद्र सेठ थाना महाराष्ट्र से बोलता हूँ। लाजवाब रिजल्ट हमारी कंपनी का और लाजवाब वर्क। चेयरमैन सर, मैं अंतरात्मा से आपको अभिनंदन देता हूँ, आपको, स्टाफ को, सबको सर। आप मेरा फोलियो भी देख सकते हो कि मैंने तो कितना वो, मतलब मेरे को गोल्ड से ज्यादा अपनी कंपनी पे भरोसा है सर। आप हमारी कंपनी समझो ना, इंडिया का ग्रोथ में भी हमारी कंपनी का, मैं तो बोलूँ, बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा रहता है सर। बस इसी तरह हमारी कंपनी आपकी, और सब क्वेश्चन आपने तो पहले ही अपना प्रेजेंटेशन में और चेयरमैनशिप में, जब चेयरमैन स्पीच में सब बता दिया, कुछ पूछने का ही मेरे ख्याल से रहता नहीं है। तो बस आपकी लीडरशिप में चेयरमैन श्री, कंपनी और आगे बढ़े, यही ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करता हूँ। वो सेक्रेटरियल टीम का इतना अच्छा काम है, इतनी बड़ी कंपनी होके, इतना बड़ा मतलब शेयर होल्डर फैमिली होके के बावजूद वो एकदम सर्व इन्वेस्टर को मतलब कोऑपरेट करते हैं, उसके ऊपर दिल से आभार मानता हूँ। सब रिजोल्यूशन में मेरा सपोर्ट और हार्दिक शुभेच्छाएं। सर जी, एक ही लिखी का श्लोक बोल के मैं मेरी वाणी का विराम कराऊं, प्लीज जरा सुनिए। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शांति रूपेण संस्थिता, नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः। मैं फिर से बोलता हूँ, मैं सब रिजर्वेशन में पूरा सपोर्ट और हार्दिक शुभेच्छा देता हूँ। बोलने का मौका दिया, धन्यवाद सर। थैंक यू सर।
आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद जमनादास जी। Our next speaker is Mr. Adil Polad Irani. Mr. Irani, if you can hear us, I would request you to kindly put up your question. Mr. Adil, can you hear us?
Unmute. Hello.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Have you unmuted me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak. Before I forget, I want to thank Mr. Kamlesh Jain He's done something really good. Something exceptionally, he's gone out of his way to help the speaker shareholders. Please keep that in mind. Kamlesh Jain. And I normally don't question what takes place before 31st of March. That is history. Okay. I don't question what. And I'm a proud shareholder of this company and having more than, say, you can say 5,000-10,000 shares. I do not do that. But okay. So, and this is the first time I came to know that 5% rupees 5 was given as a dividend. But what date it was given is not mentioned. The annual report of page 109, page number 109 of the annual report you mentioned, interim dividend of 5 has been given. So I would, if this is to be recorded and given to SEBI, I would please tell you to send us at least the counterfoil of the dividend warrant. Sir, we are now old people. We are long time shareholder of the company. I miss those bags and the whatever it is. But more thing I miss is something from the company physical, at least a copy of the dividend warrant. Because during this pandemic, my mother died, my brother died. And I mean, that is the time when you'll stop sending anything physically to us. So things, this K-Fintex, which was Karbi previously, they are rascals, they are useless. If we don't have physical shares, they make us run. Their office over here in Bombay is like worse than a bloody fish market. And another thing, please, I mean, thank you for those 2 maps, India maps, which you put at the back of the annual report. That is something totally good. Now, another thing, on page number 168, out of 24 lakh shareholders, 1.21%, that means 20 lakh shareholders are owning less than 5,000 shares. You are putting 1 to 5,000. I believe that many of them must be owning less than 500 shares. Whereas in the last, this thing, 95% value-wise are owned by 18,000 shareholders. So these other shareholders or minority shareholders owning 1, 2, 5, 10 shareholders, they take up unnecessary, I don't know. So there should be a minimum lot. After this account became demat, this minimum lot, people have forgotten. Only at the time of IPO, they said 15,000 rupees cap they've kept. So you should tell SEBI now there should be some cap on the number of shares you can have value-wise. Otherwise, the company is incurring cost in servicing a shareholder who has 1 share. There were shares which are costing 10 rupees, now they're costing 1 rupee. So I would like you to please tell SEBI or whatever government, now you're the government, you're the biggest. At least one thing is you send me a copy of the dividend warrant, at least so that I know. And I said I'm a private shareholder, distribution of shareholders, and that is also, and of course, again, Mr. I forget his name. He has made a Kamlesh Jain. He should be really recommended for starting this group. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Concerns have been noted. Thank you. Moving on to our next speaker, Mr. Ramesh Kumar R. We'll move on to our next speaker, that is Mr. Sardar Jasmeet Singh. Mr. Singh, if you can hear us, I would request you to put up your question.
Moderator, can you confirm if I'm audible and visible?
Yes,
both?
sir. Yes, sir. You are audible and visible.
Respected Chairman Shri Vaidya ji, Board of Directors, and shareholders attending this video call. Very good afternoon. Rather, actually, it is morning, but it is going soon. It is going to be an afternoon. So, I'm Jasmeet Singh from Delhi, and I joined this meeting of our company IOC. Sir, much have been spoken by our earlier speakers, and your detailed presentation of our company's review in the year under review has been very has been taken note, has been noted at our end. Sir, my question pertains to a recent announcement in the budget where there was an announcement by the finance minister that a provision is now made for our next generation to join as interns in the top 500 companies in India. So, in this regard, what are the steps which IOC will take, and how they will accommodate the graduates from the say who are now looking at say jobs. So, in fact, personally, I also have a request to make that my daughter, she is also looking, after completing her master's, she is looking at some training in the your R&D lab in Delhi, NCR. If you can kindly accommodate, it would be very helpful. And yeah, with these words, I would like to express my thanks to the chief of our compliance and company secretary and everyone in the company who has assisted us to connect with you and interact with you today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Singh. We'll move on to our next shareholder, Mr. Tamal Kumar Majumdar.
Is it okay, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Respected Mr. Baddo, Mr. Sharma, Dr. Sharma, Dr. Pant, and other directors of the company. Myself, Tamal Kumar Majumdar, an equity shareholder from Kolkata. Sir, I have some queries, nearly 8-9 queries about the audited accounts and other matters, and seek your indulgence. I hope that there will be no disconnection, because there was no disconnection took place, and that will not be in this case also. Sir, it is noted that both the stock exchanges, BSE and NSE, by their letter dated 22nd May 2024, imposed a fine of 5,36,900 each for non-compliance of Regulation 17(1)(a) of the 17(1) of the SEBI LODR relating to requirement of having at least one woman independent director and at least half of the number of directors as independent directors out of total number of directors during the quarter 31st March 2024. Secretarial Auditor Mr. Mehta and Mehta, by their report dated 19th June 2024, mentioned non-compliance of Regulation 17(1)(d), 17(1)(d), 17(1)(a) and 17(1)(b) of SEBI LODR for the period 1/4/2023 to 2/5/23 and 16/1/2024 to 31st March 2024. It is in page 139. Sir, but the unique thing is that the statutory auditors in their report, joined 4 statutory auditors in their report dated 30/4/2024, it is in page 188, remained mum about the violations. They neither qualified nor showed it as an emphasis of matter. It is unique. When secretarial auditor is saying something, when they are being penalized for that, statutory auditor remained mum. They have not mentioned it at least as an emphasis of matter. Why they remain mum in this respect? They must clarify their position to us in this meeting itself. And I think our independent directors also must be accountable for this, for not putting this matter before the shareholders in their audit report. Why the company avoided publishing the letter of 22nd May 2024 received from both the stock exchanges, BSE and NSE. They simply published a letter written by Mr. Gwalani and nothing else. We want to see the letter. For the sake of transparency, it should have been published in the stock exchanges. It is really a peculiar situation. I want detailed clarification from the auditors as well as from you, sir. And what is the present status of deduction of disputed claim of 621.25 crore by the principal controller of defense accounts as differential for the period January 22 to March 23? Whether the company provided any amount in this respect as on date. and under which this said deduction is being shown. If company has not accepted any liability, then under which head it is being shown? Sir, it is noted from page 426 that the company provided 1,159.4 crore on 31st March 2024 against Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana scheme, against loan to PMUI consumers of rupees 2,367.12 crore, against those beneficiaries who have not taken refill for more than 6 months. More than 6 months. This attitude shows that the company is not implementing the scheme from the core of his heart. You talked about that PMI scheme in your opening remarks, but the provision shows the company is not implementing. It is typical a government department and not implementing the scheme from the core of their heart. They are simply obeying the directions. They have not tried to see why these poor people had not taken second cylinders for more than 6 months and created an atmosphere that the poor people may visit distribution center and share their reason. What the deed is simply provided the amount from their huge profits. This type of attitude shows that oil companies are not interested in fulfilling the wish of our beloved Prime Minister Narendra Modi, which aimed in helping the poor. So, why the time frame decreased from 1 year to 6 months during the year? And please share your thoughts in this respect of the whole matter. Sir, it is noted that despite receipt of capital grant for establishing EV charging stations for rupees 254.8 crore out of sanctioned amount of 364 crore and also 25.28 crore for upgradation of EV charging stations from the Ministry of Heavy Industry under FAME scheme, the work has not yet started. The note in page 418 said the work has not yet started. When they will be able to fulfill that condition of establishing EV charging station at its ROs, as mentioned in the note? You also mentioned about EVs.
Sir, I would
Madam,
request
don't disturb. I have 3-4 questions. Don't disturb. It is also noted that during the current year, the company signed joint venture agreement with Sun Mobility Private Limited for undertaking battery swapping business related to deployment and operations of bus for small format electric vehicles. When the JV will start operating, and what will be the total projected cost in this regard? And one thing I want to know, whether due to interest in battery swapping business, the company is not installed any EV charging station. Please share your thoughts. And sir, what is the present position of formation of 50-50 joint venture between IndianOil and GPS Renewable Private Limited advancing biofuel adoption across the country? And what will be the project cost? So it is noted from page 305 that there are some assets which are not being transferred in the name of the company even after completion of 40 long years. There are 3 assets in which one from Boni Enterprises is not traceable. What action the management has taken for completion of transfer in its favor? And last 2 questions, sir. During July 2024, it is reported that import of oil was 43% was from the Russia. 43% of the total import was from Russia. Do you believe that this beneficial trend will continue for the remaining months during financial year 25? And lastly, sir, biggest truck makers, Volvo and MAN, are reworking combustion engines to run low-cost emission hydrogen instead of polluting diesel. I want to know your view in this regard. Do you believe that this will decrease the consumption of diesel, sir? Thank you all for patient hearing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Majumdar. Our next shareholder is Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta. Sir, I would request you to kindly put up your question.
Hello. Good morning, respected Chairman, Board of Directors, fellow shareholders. My name is Manoj Kumar Gupta. I've joined this AGM from my residence, Kolkata. I feel proud to be a part of IndianOil. And I thanks to you, your team, entire team of management for the excellent result of the company year 2024. And thanks to the company secretary team to help us to join this meeting, especially Mr. Kamlesh, who is always taking care of the small investors. So what's your future plan for the Indian Oil? Have you any plan to demerge any company and list that demerged company in the market? And sir, what's your plan for solar renewable energy in future? Because our beloved and visionary Prime Minister is focusing and insisting to use the renewable energy. So what's your plan in that regard? And how you will serve the pupils or on the electric vehicles on your farm, sir? When entire Indian Oil pumps will provide electric vehicles fueling service to the customers. What's your expectation then when entire all your outlets have a electric vehicle recharge facility? And sir, I thanks to you that you are fulfilling the vision of our beloved Prime Minister under the scheme of Ujjwala for the needy and poor peoples of the country. That Prime Minister has seen a vision कि जो लोग लकड़ी के चूल्हे जलाते थे, कोयले के चूल्हे जलाते थे, धुआं से उनको परेशानी होती थी, उन्होंने आज से 4 साल पहले एक सपना देखा, उनके घर में आशा की किरण जगाई उज्ज्वला योजना से। तो उस पे आपका क्या व्यू है? कैन यू थ्रो सम हाईलाइट कि हम कितने कस्टमर हमारे उज्ज्वला में हैं और कितने उसका बेनिफिट उठा रहे हैं और उसकी जो सब्सिडी है वो उसकी भरपाई कैसे हमको होती है सर? और सर शेयर होल्डरों के लिए कुछ सोचिए कि वो अगर कोई फैमिली मेंबर या मेंबर रेगुलराइज कोई कस्टमर बनना चाहे तो उसको कोई दिक्कत ना हो, क्योंकि आपके जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर है ना वो बोलते हैं सर चूल्हा तो लेना पड़ेगा, गैस स्टोव तो लेना पड़ेगा 6,000-7,000 रुपए का, देन यू कैन टेक द कनेक्शन। तो सर शेयर होल्डरों के लिए दिशा में कुछ कदम उठाइए कि शेयर होल्डर शुड नॉट फेस एनी प्रॉब्लम, दे गेट द कनेक्शन एट अर्लीस्ट without hassle. Think about that. And I strongly support all the resolutions with the hope that we will get a good return in coming time under your leadership with the team of management. And once again, I thanks to the company secretary. And sir, last year you told me that I will meet you in Mumbai. I've tried to meet you in Mumbai. Your secretary told me that generally say chairman do not meet the shareholder. So it would be my pleasure to meet you, sir, in my next visit to Mumbai, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta. Our next shareholder joining us is Mr. Bharat Shah. We'll move on to Ms. Smita Bharat Shah. Madam, if you can
Hello.
hear us. Ma'am, we can
Hello.
hear you.
Okay. Thank you, madam. Hello.
Ma'am, we can hear you. You
आवाज
can.
आ रही है मेरी?
हाँ जी मैम, हमें आपकी आवाज़ आ रही है, कृपया अपना क्वेश्चन पूछें।
ओके, थैंक यू सो मच। माननीय चेयरमैन साहब श्री श्रीकांत जी तथा बोर्ड पर उपस्थित सभी मान्यवर डायरेक्टर्स, आप सभी को मेरा स्मिता शाह का सादर प्रणाम। सर, प्रथम तो हमारे बोर्ड पर जो आज नए डायरेक्टर जो भी पधारे हैं उन सभी का मैं दिल से हार्दिक स्वागत करती हूँ। और आज कंपनी सेक्रेटरी श्री कमल भाई के साथ सम्राट जी, सुवेद जी, सभी की लाजवाब इन्वेस्टर सर्विस जो है, हम सालों से हमें गुड इन्वेस्टर सर्विस देते आ रहे हैं और बैलेंस शीट भी वेरी एक्सीलेंट, हेवी, इंफॉर्मेटिव, ट्रांसफरर और गुड इंफॉर्मेशन के साथ बनाई गई है। साथ में आज आपसे बात करने का जो हम 5 साल से हमें मौका भी दे रहे हैं इस वीसी माध्यम से। सर, मैं तो रेगुलर फिजिकल में भी आती थी और आज हम 5 साल से वीसी में भी रेगुलर आती रही हूँ। सो मुझे इस वीसी माध्यम में जुड़ाने के लिए उनकी जो कमल भाई की और उन पूरी सेक्रेटरी टीम की जो अच्छी गुड इन्वेस्टर सर्विस है, सो उसके लिए मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद मानती हूँ। और आज हमारा व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप भी उन्होंने बनाया है कि स्पीकर नंबर के साथ जो मालूम पड़ता है, तो वेरी गुड इन्वेस्टर सर्विस के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और चेयरमैन साहब, आपने जो बहुत अच्छा गुड प्रेजेंटेशन कंपनी के बारे में बताया, बहुत हमें एक्सीलेंट लगा और बहुत अच्छा है सर। और कंपनी का जो ऑयल गैस का जो है अपना ग्लोबल सेक्टर में अपना 3rd नंबर है सर। बहुत खुशी हो रही है, हमारी कंपनी आज अव्वल में मार्केट में रही है। सो सर बहुत बहुत मैं अभिनंदन देना चाहूंगी कि एक्सेलेंट परफॉर्मेंस के साथ आप आगे बढ़ रहे हो। और सर मेरे आगे कई सारे शेयर होल्डर बोल चुके हैं और मैं ज्यादा में कुछ रिवाइज नहीं करूंगी। और डिविडेंड के लिए, परफॉर्मेंस के लिए सर मैं सिर्फ कुछ पूछना चाहूंगी कि सर हमारी अपेक्षा तो हमेशा आपके पास बोनस के लिए रहेगी सर, क्योंकि आपने हमेशा समय समय पर बोनस तो देते आ रहे हो। तो आप तो बहुत बड़े दिल वाले हो सर, तो सर हमेशा आपने बोनस दिया है। तो सर मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है कि सर आज की जो 65 एजीएम है, तो सर मैं तो आशा रखती हूँ कि आज ही आप बोनस डिक्लेयर कर दोगे सर। थोड़ी मेरी ये रिक्वेस्ट है, और बन सके तो बोनस डिक्लेयर करिए सर, नहीं तो जब भी आपकी मर्जी चाहे, लेकिन बोनस जरूर दीजिए सर। आपको तो कहने की जरूरत नहीं है, आप तो देते आ ही रहे हो। और डिविडेंड भी हमेशा आपने शेयर होल्डर को बहुत अच्छे से देते रहे हो, सो शेयर होल्डर का ख्याल रखा है, सो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। और सर मेरा ऑलवेज सपोर्ट आपके साथ रहा है, सो आज के सभी रिजोल्यूशन में मैं फुल्ली सपोर्ट करती हूँ। और साथ में मैं एक शेयर होल्डर बहन के नाते आपको मैं हार्दिक शुभकामना करती हूँ कि हर सुबह का उजाला हमेशा आपके साथ हो, हर सारी खुशियां पल पल आपके पास हो, और सारी खुशियों का खजाना आपके पास हो। आप हमेशा सफलता की मंजिल चढ़ते रहे, आप सदा खुश रहे, स्वस्थ रहे, मस्त रहे, और हमेशा सफलता की ओर आगे बढ़ते रहे। आपका फ्यूचर मंगलमय बना रहे, और ऑलवेज आप टॉप अप में बढ़ते रहे, यही मेरी हार्टली दिल से दुआएं आपको सर। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सर, मुझे बात करने का मौका दिया। और सर मेरी एक रिक्वेस्ट है कि हम 5 साल से जो दूर से बात करते हैं, तो सर बन सके तो भी नेक्स्ट ईयर से आप अपना हाइब्रिड मोड पे आप एजीएम करें, ताकि हम आपको नेहरू सेंटर में नेक्स्ट ईयर हम वापस मिल सके सर। तो सर जरूर ये मेरी रिक्वेस्ट मान्य करिए, और नेक्स्ट ईयर आप फिजिकल मोड पर आप अपनी एजीएम जरूर करें। बाकी तो सर आने वाले सभी त्योहारों की मैं हार्दिक शुभकामना देते हुए, फुल सपोर्ट करते हुए, धन्यवाद सर। सर चालू रखिए, भरत साहब बात करते हैं सर। थैंक यू सर।
माननीय चेयरमैन श्री वैद्य जी और अन्य मान्यवर डायरेक्टर, सर मेरा नाम भरत शाह। सर मैं बरसों से आपका शेयर होल्डर रहा हूँ सर, बरसों से एजीएम मीटिंग करता हूँ सर। सर बहुत न्यूट्रली कंपनी आप चला रहे हो, बहुत अच्छी तरह से अपनी कंपनी आगे बढ़ रही है सर, और बेस्ट रिटर्न शेयर होल्डर को मिल रहा है सर। तो कोई क्वेरी का तो सवाल ही नहीं होता है, सब बातों में व्यवस्थित बढ़ोती है सर। तो अब बस भगवान ईश्वर को मेरी प्रार्थना है, अपनी कंपनी दिन दोगुनी रात चौगुनी आगे बढ़े सर। डिविडेंड भी गुड है, सब सब बातों में वजह से बढ़ोती है, टाइम टू टाइम पर आप बोनस भी देते हैं। ऐसा ही मेरे पीछे शेयर होल्डर ने बोला, ऐसा अभी 65 एजीएम है, तो सर ये साल हो सके तो नहीं तो नेक्स्ट ईयर जरूर बोनस के लिए मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है, बोनस जरूर देना। वो तो आप देने वाली है सर, आपको बोलने का बात नहीं है सर। और सर टोटल एम्प्लॉइज कितने बताना, और सारे अवार्ड्स के लिए भी बहुत धन्यवाद, अभिनंदन देता हूँ सर। सीएसआर एक्टिविटी भी बहुत अच्छी व्यवस्थित चल रही है सर, एक मानवता का कार्य है, तो मैं उसके लिए भी बहुत धन्यवाद अभिनंदन देता हूँ सर। और अपने जाने माने कंपनी सेक्रेटरी कमल भाई और उनकी पूरी सीएस टीम को मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद अभिनंदन देता हूँ सर। हमेशा बेस्ट इन्वेस्टर सर्विस दे रहे हैं सर, हमेशा काम में कितने भी बिजी है लेकिन शेयर होल्डर को रिस्पेक्ट देते हैं, शेयर होल्डर की कोई क्वेरी है तो सोल्व करते हैं सर। हमेशा एजीएम के टाइम भी ईच एंड एवरी छोटा साइज शेयर होल्डर छोटा या बड़ा हो उसको बराबर रिस्पेक्ट देते हैं। ये बीसी माध्यम में जुड़ने के लिए भी पूरी टीम ने बहुत मेहनत की है सर, बहुत हार्ड वर्किंग टीम है सर। मैं बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन आभार मानता हूँ कमल भाई और उनकी पूरी सीएस टीम का बहुत धन्यवाद, बार बार अभिनंदन आभार मानता हूँ सर। और सर नेक्स्ट ईयर हो सके तो फिजिकल मीटिंग पहले की तरह कीजिए सर, हाइब्रिड कीजिए तो बाहर वगैरह वाले को भी चांस मिलेगा। आपको आप सबको मिले सर, 5 साल हो गए, तो नेक्स्ट ईयर जरूर फिजिकल रखिए, तो फिजिकल का माहौल सर अलग है, एक आत्मीयता का बड़ा होता है सर। बाकी आपकी हेल्थ वेल्थ अच्छी रहे सर, और अपनी कंपनी बहुत बढ़िया तरक्की करे और उत्तर उत्तर बहुत आगे बढ़े, बस मेरी भगवान ईश्वर को प्रार्थना है सर। और आने वाले गणेश चतुर्थी, दीपावली, रक्षाबंधन सब त्योहारों की मैं बहुत बहुत ढेरों सारी शुभकामनाएं देता हूं सर, और सारे रिजर्वेशन में पूरा मेरा सपोर्ट है सर। हम सदा आपके साथ हैं, साथ रहेंगे सर। सारी सिचुएशन में पूरा सपोर्ट है सर। थैंक यू वेरी मच सर। जय हिंद, जय हिंद, वंदे मातरम सर। जय हिंद, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
भरत जी, स्मिता जी, हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए बहुत धन्यवाद। मूविंग ऑन टू आवर नेक्स्ट शेयर होल्डर, इट्स मिस्टर पी गोपाल।
Good afternoon, respected Chairman, Board of Directors, Secretary and his team, and my fellow shareholders. So I and my family are proud shareholders of the company from the date of IPO. I request the management to reduce the expenditure as cost-cutting effective wherever possible. I request the management not to take away the maximum profits into reserves and also consider bonus issue to shareholders. The only grievance of the shareholders is expecting better dividends and appreciation of share price. So what are the future expansion plans? How are we going to withstand the cost of competition? I wish all great success. I wish our company will touch sky heights. The management with great efforts and hard work have established a company. The corporate governance is wonderful. I request the management to conduct hybrid physical AGM in coming future. I hope the management will not let down the shareholders who have stood behind in thick and thin. I thank the management for giving me the opportunity. Thank you very much, sir.
Moving on to our next shareholder, it is Mr. Yusuf Yunus Rangwala. Sir, if you...
आपको आवाज आ रहा है सर?
हाँ जी सर, हाँ जी।
Sir, very good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Meeting is at 10 o'clock, but we are meeting at 12 o'clock. सर आपका इतना अच्छा चेयरमैन स्पीच में आपने सब भर दिया सर, मुझे कुछ नहीं पूछना है सर। मैं जानना चाहता हूँ आपने बोनस 2022-23 में आपने 1:2 दिया था और पूरा आपने हिस्ट्री बताया कि आपने पूरा पेज पे आपने छापा है, आपने बोनस कब दिया, आपने डिविडेंड कितना दिया, और सर आपने 9 फैक्ट्री है, टोटल 9 फैक्ट्री। सर जानना चाहता हूँ उसमें our marketing 60 excellent marketing team
Sir, you are not clearly audible.
सर आपको आवाज आ रहा है?
सर थोड़ा कट के आ रहा है, आप अपना वीडियो अगर बंद कर लेंगे तो शायद ऑडियो ठीक हो जाएगा। इफ यू कैन ट्राई दैट।
रुको मैं वीडियो पर जाऊँ।
हाँ जी सर।
सर अभी आवाज आ रहा है?
हाँ जी सर, अब हम आपको सुन सकते हैं सर।
यस सर, बताओ। वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग सर। सर अपना 12 बजे मीटिंग चाल, अपना 10 मीटिंग सर। एक मिनट वापस मैं वीडियो कैंसिल करता हूँ सर। यस सर, अभी आवाज आ रहा है सर? आपको आवाज आ रहा है मेरा?
हाँ जी सर।
सर ये जो फिजिकल मीटिंग आपने रखा है सर, वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस सर, अपना ये 65 जनरल मीटिंग अपना कंपनी के एनुअल कॉपी सर, ऐसा कभी नहीं देखा सर। हिस्ट्री इज आवर एनुअल कॉपी इज वेरी एक्सीलेंट, वेरी हैंडसम एंड वेरी पर्टिकुलर सर। अपना कंपनी शेयर डिपार्टमेंट को आज इतना अच्छी है, वो सब हमको दिखाते हैं। अभी ये नंबर चालू है, कितनी अच्छी प्रैक्टिस है सर। जो अपने कंपनी शेयर डिपार्टमेंट का सेक्रेटरी साहब उन्होंने पूरा ग्रुप बनाया है, इसमें हमको सब डिटेल लेते हैं। उनके लिए सर पीठ देता हूँ सर। कभी भी हम आते हैं साइड पे बांद्रा में, हम उनको सिर्फ उनसे फोन करते हैं आई एम हियर, वो कभी भी हमको अच्छा वेलकम करते हैं। दिस शोज हाउ आवर कंपनी इज अ पर्टिकुलर शेयर होल्डर सर। वी आर वेरी लेस कंपनी जो शेयर होल्डर को इतना मान देते हैं। आप उसमें से सर चेयरमैन सर, आपकी हेल्थ कैसी सर? हाउ इज योर हेल्थ सर? आई एम प्रेइंग एवरी डे इन द नमाज सर। आपके हेल्थ के लिए मैं रोज दुआ करता हूँ सर। आपकी हेल्थ अच्छी रहे और आप हमेशा मुस्कुराते रहे सर। नेक्स्ट ईयर सर आप बोनस देंगे, मुझे इतनी आशा है, क्योंकि आपने 2022-23 में दिया था। अभी नेक्स्ट ईयर तो सर बोनस के लिए आशा रखता हूँ सर। मैं भी सब शेयर होल्डर को ज्वाइन करता हूँ। नेक्स्ट ईयर सर फिजिकल रखना मीटिंग, तो हम आपके नेहरू सेंटर में मिल सके सर और आपका दर्शन कर सके सर। नथिंग मोर टू इट। फूलों की खुशबू, कलियों की बात सर। ये 15 अगस्त जो आ रहा है इंडिपेंडेंस, उसका आपके इधर कुछ प्रोग्राम है क्या? कुछ गेट टुगेदर है? अगर रहेगा तो आप सर आप हमें बुलाइए सर। 15 अगस्त के लिए आपके लिए क्या बना, हाउ यू सेलिब्रेटिंग 15 अगस्त सर? आई वुड लाइक टू नो। थैंक यू वेरी मच। जय हिंद। फूलों की खुशबू, कलियों की बात और इंडियन ऑयल का साथ हमेशा रहे सर। सर आई एम once more time I thank our company secretary, excellent सर। नथिंग मोर टू इट सर। हो सके तो आप हमें सर आप हमें फैक्ट्री विजिट कराना सर। आपका 9 प्लान है, उसमें जो कुछ भी नजदीक रहेगा उसमें आप अरेंज करना सर। नहीं हो सके तो आप आपके ऑफिस में हमें बुलाओ और हमें वीडियो दिखाना सर। दो बजे एक आता सर, छोटा सा शेयर पेश करना, सुन ले मेरी अर्जी, सुन ले मेरी अर्जी, मुझे मुझे आपका फैक्ट्री विजिट करा दीजिए अथवा मुझे तो बोनस दिला दीजिए एक पे एक। थैंक यू वेरी मच। जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र, वंदे मातरम, भारत माता की जय। जय हिंद सर।
Thank you, Mr. Rangwala. Thank you for your good wishes. Moving to our next shareholder, Ms. Lekha Satish Shah.
Hello, am I
Yes.
audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Respected Chairman, sir, Board of Directors, and my fellow members, good afternoon and regards to everyone. Myself, Lekha Shah from Mumbai. First of all, I'm very much thankful to our company secretary, Kamlesh, especially Samratji, for giving me this opportunity and for smooth process where I'm able to talk in front of you all in AGM. I found the AGM notice and I am delighted to say AGM report is so beautiful, full of colors, facts and figures in place. Also, it's really useful with lot of information. Thank you, Chairman sir, for explaining us well about the company. Congratulations for excellent work, sir. Sir, I pray to God 2024 comes with great prosperity for our company. Again, I thank our company secretary Kamlesh Bhai and Samrat Bhai for their best performance and always outstanding support for all my doubts. Hence, I have no questions today, sir. I totally agree with my previous speaker, Santosh Bhai from Kolkata. Chairman sir, please continue video conference meeting in future. So I strongly and wholeheartedly support all the resolutions for today's meeting. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, madam. Thank you for your support. Moving on to our next shareholder, that is Mr. Satish Shah. Mr. Satish Shah. We'll move on to our next shareholder. Mr. Jayesh Vinodrai Walia. Mr. Jayesh, if you can hear us.
Yeah. Are you able to get my voice?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, Vaidyaji. And good afternoon to all the dignitaries present. I'm Mr. Walia. First and foremost, India first and IndianOil next. Congratulations for that ad, which is really inspiring. And the next inspiring thing, after going through our report, it's IndianOil first and then the board, because most of the annual reports, what we see is once you open the front page, you see the photographs of chairman and directors and all that. Yeah, Vaidyaji, what you have done is you have put IndianOil achievements first and then the board comes next. That's a big achievement. My compliments to you and all your team members. I am here to just put up a small thing where IndianOil has been pioneer in promoting MSME units. IndianOil was the first to start giving reservations to MSMEs on some of the procurements. And looking at IndianOil initiative, government also in various budgets, even Prime Minister himself also, and in the last budget, Madam also, Finance Minister also, have been giving a lot of incentives to MSMEs who are, a good shareholder in GDP and good employment generators. But we have noticed few contradictions in IndianOil, where one side IndianOil is promoting MSMEs from the management side, a lot of promotions are taking place. But down the line, that is not getting penetrated to the purchase section. If you look at management has taken decision like not to charge EMDs, reservation of products. When we go to procurement side, they are, if I give an example, procurement is issuing a letter of intent for 12 crore worth of product. And in that 12 crore worth of product, they are asking 1 crore 20 lakhs as security deposit, 10% security deposit. A small MSME company who has a small working capital, if he has to block 10% of his product money in security deposit at Indian Oil, how he can survive and service? That is one thing. Second thing is, there has been two mismatch on GST. If we look at it, you being a large, we being a large, Indian Oil being a large corporate, they file GST every month. SMEs have been given opportunities to file GST every 3 months. Whatever supplies are made by MSMEs, what you do is, if the return does not show the reflection of GST, you recover that 18, you withhold that 18% GST from the payment. If you look at 3 months holding of GST for 3 months, close to 60% is withheld by Indian Oil as GST payment. One side, you are holding crores of rupees as credit from us, and second side, you are holding GST also, you are holding 10% security deposit also. All this is discouraging the MSMEs from performing what initiative board has taken to promote MSMEs. So there has been some miscommunication. I request Vaidyaji to look into it and streamline this so that MSMEs can better service our company, and the vision of everybody to promote MSME starting from management of our company to the government is achieved. That's my request. Thank you once again and all the best for the coming year.
Thank you so much, Mr. Walia. We'll move on to our 30th speaker, 30th shareholder joining us, that is Mr. J. Abhishek. Mr. Abhishek.
Hello, can you hear me, madam? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, yes. My name is Abhishek, shareholder of the company. First of all, I congratulate the management on the eve of 65th annual general body meeting. The trust all is well with you and your family. In this challenging situation,
Sir, your voice is not clear, sir.
and the current market.
Sir, your voice is not
After
clear.
completing, so I'll just do that. I'm muting other devices, ma'am.
Yes, please, sir.
Other devices are on. There is a reason that disturbance. I mute all other devices. First of all, trust all is well with you and your family in this challenging situation. A company deserves much more respect than the current market cap. After completing more than a decade of successful operations, profitability, dividend history, and becoming one of the strongest brands in the respective segments. And I would like to know, as of date, how many employees are there in the company and how many outlets do we have petrol pumps, petrol pumps across the globe? I would like to know from you, sir. And the company has given a fantastic dividend to the shareholders. So we are really thankful to the entire board of directors for giving a fantastic dividend, handsome dividend to the shareholders and making all the shareholders happy. I congratulate and thank all the board of directors for the system for bringing the company to this particular extent and rewarding the minority shareholders in large numbers. So first of all, I would like to know what are the steps being taken by the management to reduce the other expenses, legal professional charges, and the audit fee. So the management of my team are running a legal firm in the name of Professional Associates. So I would request the management to kindly enroll the firm, the apartment of the company, and we will be glad to extend our services. So then, in the, I would like to request to my shareholders to kindly consider hybrid AGM in the years to come, because most of our senior citizens are not able to join because of the digital challenges virtual platforms. If you can consider hybrid AGM in the years to come, more number of shareholders can join in the meeting.
Sir, your voice is not clear, sir. If there are any other devices around you that is on, I would request you to kindly put it on mute. And if you can quickly ask your question, sir.
I'm done with the speech now. Already I've sent my questions on my email. I cannot repeat the same questions again. I would by asking humble request to consider hybrid AGM kindly arrange for a planned visit for the investor community. Nothing much to ask. I company board of directors a great success in the coming future. And thank you for this opportunity. Hope to see you in the hybrid AGM next year. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. We will move on to our next shareholder, Mr. K. Bharatraj. Mr. K. Bharatraj. We'll move on to our next shareholder, Mr. Gaurav Leeladhar Rozatkar. Calling out the next speaker, Ms. Bharti Saraf. Ms. Saraf, if you can hear us, I would request you to kindly unmute and put on your video if possible.
Respected Chairman, Board Member, I am a joint holder in Bharti. Sir, I have only one question. What step you have taken to increase hydro power? As you told, the New Delhi you started this. How are you step taken for future to increase that capacity? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We'll move on to our next shareholder, Mr. Dilip Kumar Jain. Mr. Jain, if you can hear us, I would request you to kindly unmute, put on your video and ask your question.
Hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Mr. Jain, we can hear you.
Hello. I am audible?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, I am Dilip Kumar Jain, from Pink City, Jaipur, Rajasthan. And dear Chairman Sir and other fellow shareholders and Board of Directors, सभी को मेरा जय जिनेंद्र, सभी को और सभी पैनलिस्ट को भी मेरा जय जिनेंद्र। मैं बाकी तो इतना सब कुछ हमारे शेयरहोल्डर्स भाइयों ने और चेयरमैन सर ने इतना बोल दिया कि आगे कुछ बोलने की गुंजाइश नहीं रही है। बहुत आपको सभी आने वाले फेस्टिवल्स के लिए बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं 15 अगस्त की और रक्षाबंधन की। एक रिक्वेस्ट थी सर, हमारे जयपुर में एक पेट्रोल पंप में, इंडियन ऑयल के पेट्रोल पंप में पानी डाल के बेच रहे हैं, उसकी रिपोर्टिंग भी की गई गोपालपुरा पे। उसके क्या हुआ, इतनी बड़ी चीज, इसमें इंडियन ऑयल की इमेज खराब होती है। तो इस तरह की जो चीजें करते हैं उनके लिए तो सर सख्त उनकी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटरशिप तो इमीडिएटली कैंसिल होनी चाहिए। ये एक मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है, बाकी तो सभी चीजें आपने बता दी है। और एक सर की एटलीस्ट स्पीकर शेयर होल्डर्स को तो कोई मोमेंटो कंपनी सबको भेजती है, तो एक मोमेंट, हम काफी 15-20 साल से करीब शेयर होल्डर है, ऐसा कोई मोमेंटो भेजें, इससे हम भी हम कह सकें प्राउडली कि वी आर द शेयर होल्डर्स ऑफ द इंडियन ऑयल एंड वी विल रिमेन इट एट आवर नियर। ठीक है सर, धन्यवाद साहब, बहुत बहुत
धन्यवाद दिलीप जी। We'll move on to our next speaker, Mr. Dinesh Gopal Das Bhatia. Mr. Bhatia, if you can hear us, I would request you to kindly unmute, put on your video and ask your question. भाटिया जी, क्या आप हमें सुन पा रहे हैं? Dinesh ji, if you can hear us, please. We'll move on to our next shareholder, Mr. Abhinav Jain. Moving on to the next shareholder, Mr. Rajesh K. Chenani.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, respected Chairman Shrikant Madhav Vaidya ji and a very highly distinguished eminent board of directors, my fellow shareholders, I am Rajesh Chenani. I am speaking from Vilepale, Mumbai. First of all, thank to the company secretary, Mr. Kamal Kumar Golani ji, for sending me the physical copy of the annual report very well on time, which is full of facts and figures in place. It's a 448 pages annual report, sir. Many things are covered, sir. In your opening remarks, you have really given a very good picture, a good explanation, sir. Really appreciate, sir. And I thank you for the total dividend of ₹12, sir. सर यही अभी तमन्ना और इच्छा है कि चेन्नई पेट्रो की तरह इंडियन ऑयल बन जाए तो बहुत ही मजा आ जाएगा सर। ये 4 फिगर्स में आप पहुंचा दीजिए सर। मुझे पता है आपके पूरे वर्क एफर्ट से आप आगे लेके ही जाएंगे इंडियन ऑयल को, बिकॉज सर दिस वाज ट्रेडिंग आई सपोज इन 2018 इफ आई रिकलेक्ट it was trading at 370-380 rupees if I'm not mistaken. Sir, I just wanted to know our promoter holding is 51.5%. and public holding is 11%. At the same time, government has, the SEBI allowed us to increase to 75%. So I really don't understand in this thing. Is there any time limit for increasing to 75%, or is it a compulsion or what? If you can put the right on there. So as a layman, I'm asking you, sir, regarding this. And sir, really the government nominee director को भी मेरा प्रणाम, डॉक्टर सुजाता शर्मा जी को भी, प्लीज, वो गवर्नमेंट नॉमिनी है सर। अब इतना मेरे पिछले शेयर होल्डर्स ने इतना कुछ कह दिया है सर। आज नाग पंचमी है, आने वाले ये महीना त्योहारों का है, इसलिए यही कहूंगा सर आपके लिए, सबके लिए, फूलों की खुशबू, कलियों की बहार, चांद की चांदनी, अपनों का प्यार, मुबारक हो चेयरमैन सर आपको, सारे बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स, मेरे प्यारे शेयर होल्डर्स भाइयों को आने वाले त्योहार। और सर इसी तरह वीसी से रखिए, क्योंकि वीसी माध्यम से सर ऑल ओवर इंडिया से लोग ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, प्लस कोई अब्रॉड में होगा उसने भी ज्वाइन किया होगा। तो इसके लिए भी ये कहूंगा सर, ना दूर रहने से रिश्ते टूट जाते हैं और ना पास रहने से जुड़ जाते हैं। ये तो एहसास के वो पक्के धागे हैं जो याद करने से और मजबूत हो जाते हैं। और श्रीकांत जी, मैं तो यही कहूंगा सर, जहां आप है वहां नामुमकिन भी मुमकिन है सर, तो वो आप जरूर करेंगे सर। मेरी बेस्ट विशेष टू द कंपनी मैनेजमेंट, सारे काम करने वाले व्यक्तियों को, और थैंक यू वेरी मच मुझे बोलने के लिए मौका दिया। थैंक यू रियली, थैंक यू।
राजेश जी, आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। We'll move on to our next shareholder, Mr. Gautam Nandi. Mr. Nandi, if you can hear us, kindly unmute and switch on your video if possible and put up your question. गौतम जी, अगर आप हमें सुन पा रहे हैं।
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good morning, respected Chairman, Board of Directors, and my online fellow shareholders. Myself, Gautam Nandi, from Kolkata, the city of very equity shareholder of your company. Am I clearly audible?
Yes, sir.
Sir, firstly, I'd like to thank your secretarial department for sending me annual report along with notice and necessary joining link through email well in advance. So, especially thanks to our secretary and the whole team of your secretarial department for rendering very good services to our minority shareholders. Sir, you are organizing your annual general meeting through video conference, and I find it is a grand success like the previous years. Sir, I am very pleased to receive your wonderful annual report, which is very, very attractive and also very informative. Sir, you have provided in details regarding your performance and the accounts part of your company in your annual report. And Chairman sir, आपका जो beautiful speech था, that was very encouraging. So no repetition from my side. I find very good performance in every segment, even in this challenging year. Sir, we are very happy to receive your wonderful
Sir, we cannot hear you. If you can just keep your phone a little closer. Your audio is very, very low, sir.
Now is it clear?
Sir, it's still low.
I am very glad to receive your wonderful.
It's better now. It's better now, sir.
Thank you. Now, what is the roadmap for the next 3 to 4 years, especially related to the growth of our company? Sir, in your segment, there is a huge competition, I think. Sir, how are you able to manage it? Sir, at present, how many employees do you have, both permanent and non-permanent? Sir, now that latest technology is AI, artificial intelligence, now I like to know, do you have any time to adapt to this technology?
Sir, we are not able to hear you. Sir, if you can keep your phone a little closer to the microphone of the phone.
Can you?
Sir.
Are you yeah?
Yes, sir. A little better, but still low. But you may continue.
Really, sir, don't. Anyway, one thing more. I put task upon our strong management. So I, along with my family, wholeheartedly support your all resolutions, which already we have casted through our e-voting. Sir, nothing to say more. Looking forward with a positive outlook towards our company with higher profit margin, very good dividend, 1:1 bonus and return. May God bless you, sir. Stay safe, stay healthy. Myself, Gautam Mundi, signing off. Thank you and namaskar.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll move on to our next shareholder, Mr. Manjeet Singh. Calling out the next shareholder, the 40th shareholder, Mr. Kamal Kishore Jhawar. Moving on to the next shareholder, Mr. Santosh Chopra. Mr.
Hello?
Santosh. Yes, sir.
Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Sir, I am a senior citizen shareholder from Kaushambi, Ghaziabad. I'm thankful to the Mr. Kamal for giving me the opportunity to speak at this forum. I congratulate the management for good performance of Indian Oil Corporation. As most of my related queries have already been covered by previous speakers, management in their opening statements, speeches, I will not put many queries at this meeting except I have one query. The chairman sir advised during the speech that battery manufacturing clean energy project will be taken up by Indian Oil Corporation with Panasonic Japan. So I want clarification whether it will be in joint venture or it will be subsidiary of the Indian Oil, and how the funding would be done for this project. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chopra. We'll move on to our next shareholder, Mr. Amrendranath Ray. Mr. Amrendranath Ray. Sir, if you can hear us, I would request you to kindly unmute and put up your question.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible in this? Respected Chairman, other board of members, myself, Amarendranath Ray, an equity shareholder of Indian Oil Corporation Limited, joining video conferencing from Kolkata. Special thanks to our company secretary, Mr. Kamal Kumar Gwalani, for giving me an opportunity to express my views, and his secretarial department, rendering good investor service, sending e-annual report, joining link with speaker serial number well in advance, and conducting video conferencing in smooth manner. Sir, our company's performance is good. Profit after tax increase in FY 2024 stood at 39,619 crores of rupees compared to the previous year's net profit of rupees 8,242 crores of rupees. Sir, I would like to know what is the expected sale and profit in FY 24-25? What initiatives taken by our company to reduce carbon footprint and to achieve zero carbon? Sir, how many unclaimed dividends and how much unclaimed dividends and how many have been transferred to IMF account, and what steps taken by our registrar to inform the shareholders? Sir, I have casted my voting in favor of all resolutions. I have full trust on our strong efficient. I believe our company is near heights near future. Thank you for patient hearing. Over to you for further proceedings. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. One of our shareholders who was the 15th speaker for the day, Mr. Amit Kumar Banerjee, has joined us. Sir, if you can hear us, I would request you to kindly put up your question.
Hello.
Hello, sir. We can hear you.
Good afternoon to everyone. Sorry, I have that some other queries. Respected Chairman of the meeting, other board members, myself, Amit Kumar Banerjee from City of Kolkata. It is our 65th annual general meeting of the company. As regards the performance is concerned, yes, remarkable performance as visible on the balance sheet and the review. Profit after tax is also quite good. EPS also is improved, 28.77. Dividend in total rupees 12. So borrowing is also there. How to plan to reduce debt of the company to equity ratio? What is the key challenges now at present to indicate for sustainable growth? Consider bonus. Consider, if possible, sir, planned visit to any of our unit for attending members. I hope our company will definitely grow up with better results year ahead, maintain transparency at all levels with suitable strategies. I thank our company secretary, Mr. K.K. Goalani, well experienced with his secretarial team, is maintaining good investor services also. I thank all team members for such a wonderful video conferencing meeting today. Myself, Amit Kumar Banerjee, over to you for further proceedings. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. He was our last shareholder, sir.
So thank you all the esteemed shareholders for raising your queries. We shall now take a short break of 15 minutes. Thereafter, the responses to the queries raised by members I will give one by one in the order in which they were asked. Till that time, we'll see some corporate films of Indian Oil Corporation.
किचन में माहिर होना मतलब सिर्फ खाना बनाना ही नहीं होता, किचन की सुरक्षा का ख्याल रखना भी जरूरी है। जैसे एलपीजी सिलेंडर लेते वक्त हमेशा उसके सही वजन और लीकेज की जांच करें। पूरी तसल्ली के बाद ही सिलेंडर लें, क्योंकि रखोगे ख्याल अपने किचन का तभी तो बनोगे नायक सुरक्षा का। 5 साल में क्या कुछ नहीं बदलता, नई गाड़ी, नया टीवी, फ्रिज, बच्चों का स्कूल, पर आपके गैस चूल्हे का होस पाइप वहीं का वहीं। ये लापरवाही खतरे से खाली नहीं। हर 5 साल में सुरक्षा होस जरूर बदलें और चूल्हे की सर्विस भी करवाएं, क्योंकि रखोगे ख्याल अपने किचन का तभी तो बनोगे नायक सुरक्षा का। किसको नहीं पसंद अपने घर को सुरक्षित रखना? तो अपनी रसोई से ही शुरुआत करिए। हमेशा गैस स्टोव को सिलेंडर के स्तर से 6 इंच ऊपर रखें। इस्तेमाल ना हो तो सिलेंडर का रेगुलेटर बंद रखें। आखिर सुरक्षित किचन में खाना बनाने का मजा ही कुछ और है ना? क्योंकि रखोगे ख्याल अपने किचन का तभी तो बनोगे नायक सुरक्षा का। रसोई घर का एक ऐसा कोना है जहां कई यादें पकती हैं, कुछ मीठी, कुछ चटपटी सी। तो क्यों न हम इस कोने का हमेशा ख्याल रखें। अगर गैस की लीकेज महसूस हो तो इलेक्ट्रिकल स्विचेस को न छेड़ें, किसी भी ज्वलनशील वस्तु का इस्तेमाल न करें, रेगुलेटर हटाकर सिलेंडर पर सेफ्टी कैप लगा दें और एलपीजी हेल्पलाइन नंबर 1906 पर कॉल करें, क्योंकि रखोगे ख्याल अपने किचन का तभी तो बनोगे नायक सुरक्षा का। फिल्मों में स्टंट करते वक्त हम कलाकार पूरी सावधानी और सेफ्टी से काम करते हैं, वैसे ही किचन में भी सावधानी से काम करना जरूरी है। जैसे सिलेंडर लेते वक्त हमेशा उसके सही वजन और लीकेज की जांच करें। हर 5 साल में सुरक्षा होस पाइप जरूर बदलें और स्टोव की सर्विस कराएं, क्योंकि रखोगे ख्याल अपने किचन का तभी तो बनोगे नायक सुरक्षा का।
क्या आपने एलपीजी सिलेंडर को सही जगह रखा है? ये रहे कुछ टिप्स। किचन को हवादार रखें। गैस चूल्हे को सिलेंडर से ऊपर प्लेटफॉर्म पे ही रखें। इस्तेमाल के बाद हमेशा रेगुलेटर बंद करें, क्योंकि किचन सेफ तो आप सेफ। क्या आपने एलपीजी सिलेंडर को सही जगह रखा है? ये रहे कुछ टिप्स। किचन को हवादार रखें। हमेशा सिलेंडर को सीधा रखें। इस्तेमाल के बाद हमेशा रेगुलेटर बंद करें, क्योंकि किचन सेफ तो आप सेफ। गैस की लीकेज है? घबराएं नहीं, इन बातों को ध्यान में रखें। इलेक्ट्रिकल स्विचेस को ना छेड़ें, रेगुलेटर को हटाकर सेफ्टी कैप लगाएं और एलपीजी हेल्पलाइन पे कॉल करें, क्योंकि किचन सेफ तो आप सेफ। गैस की लीकेज है? घबराएं नहीं, इन बातों को ध्यान में रखें। इलेक्ट्रिकल स्विचेस को ना छेड़ें, खिड़की और दरवाजे खोल दें और एलपीजी हेल्पलाइन पे कॉल करें, क्योंकि किचन सेफ तो आप सेफ। 3 बातों से नाता जोड़ो। इंडियन सुरक्षा होज को ढीला कभी मत छोड़ो। क्रैक्स का ना दिखे कोई नामो निशान। और हाँ, हर 5 साल में इंडियन सुरक्षा होज बदलने का भी रखना ख्याल, क्योंकि किचन सेफ तो आपसे।
पंख फैलाए हम मुड़े, होश खोया है ऐसा, हर ऊंचाई पर चढ़े, जोश हो तो ऐसा, हौसला है बुलंद पर्वतों जैसा, हर जीत को पाले, जोश हो तो ऐसा, जोश हो, जोश हो, 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 जोश हो तो ऐसा, झूम कर चिल्लाए, आसमां भी हिल जाए, किस्मत से बाजी लगाए, फिर भी ये जिद्दी मन बाज कभी ना आए। वो जोश है, जोश है, जोश है ही कुछ ऐसा, तिरंगा ऊंचा लहराने जैसा, जोश हो, जोश हो, जोश हो तो ऐसा, जोश हो, जोश हो, जोश हो तो ऐसा, जोश हो, जोश हो, जोश हो तो ऐसा, जोश हो, जोश हो, जोश हो तो ऐसा।
Indian Oil is proud to join hands with the Indian team at the Asian Para Games. जोश हो तो ऐसा।
रफ्तार इनकी देखो तो, जुनून इनका देखो तो, हर बाजी फतेह करने का हुनर तुम इनसे सीखो तो, कदमों में इनके हैं बिजलियां, सांसों में उठता तूफान है, इनसे टकराना आसान नहीं, इनके इरादे चट्टान है, वार इनका देखो तो, जरा धार इनकी देखो तो, लक्ष्य को भेदने की जरा चाल इनकी देखो तो, उभरती है, निखरती है, ना डरती है ये डटी है, दाव जब ये चलती है, चुनौतियां बिखरती है।
मैंने हॉकी खेलना 6th क्लास में स्टार्ट किया था आफ्टर माय फादर डेथ, बट एक्चुअली हमारे वहाँ पे कोच थे तो उन्होंने बोला आप अपनी लड़की को हॉकी खिलाइए। मेरे उस टाइम पे जिद थी कि मुझे खेलना है तो खेलना ही है, हॉकी खेलनी है और कुछ ऑप्शन ही नहीं है। एक बॉल के पीछे इतने बंदे पागल हो रहे हैं कि मुझे मजा आया देख के, बहुत ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट आया। मैंने मम्मी को बोला मेरे को हॉकी खेलनी है। मैं अभी इंडिया के लिए हॉकी खेलती हूँ और हमारा यही गोल है कि हम आगे गोल्ड लेके आए।
हर प्लेयर का ये होता है कि सबसे पहले जॉब ढूंढना और अपने आप को माइंड फ्री होकर खेलने के लिए ये सबसे पहले जरूरी होता है। इंडियन ऑयल इतना सपोर्ट करता है कि एज अ इंडियन प्लेयर इतना प्राउडफुल होता है अंदर से।
लड़कियों के लिए कोई अपॉर्चुनिटी थी सिर्फ रेलवे को छोड़ के, कोई जॉब की कोई फैसिलिटीज नहीं थी, बट इंडियन ऑयल ने ये कदम उठाया है कि लड़कियों को जॉब देना, तो हमें बहुत बेनिफिट हो रहा है। इंडियन ऑयल ने पहली बार वुमेन्स हॉकी टीम बनाई है। ऐसी घर वाली फीलिंग है इंडियन ऑयल के साथ जुड़ने के बाद, और कोई पूछता है तो ऐसे प्राउड फील होता है कि हाँ हम इंडियन ऑयल के साथ जुड़े हैं।
जोश इनका देखो तो, जज्बा इनका देखो तो, रफ्तार इनकी देखो तो, जुनून इनका देखो तो, नारी शक्ति देश भक्ति की मिसाल है। इनकी हिम्मत हौसले को सलाम है, सलाम है, सलाम है, इस हौसले को सलाम है।
Nestled amidst the industrial landscapes, where towering chimneys signal progress, lies a sanctuary of green serenity. Indian Oil Refineries Eco Parks. Step into these verdant oases where the hum of machinery fades into the rustle of leaves and bird songs. Indian Oil's Eco Parks across 9 refineries showcase a perfect blend of industry and nature. Guwahati Refinery harmonizes progress with nature. Its eco parks are home to over 1.15 lakh trees, with initiatives like organic waste converters enhancing sustainability. Bongaigaon Refinery's eco parks, rich in biodiversity, feature medicinal herbs and orchids. Sustainability is a key focus with vermicomposting and rainwater harvesting. Known as the Gangotri of the Indian hydrocarbon sector, Dig Boys Eco Parks are a haven for native plants and migratory birds, showcasing responsible water management and biodiversity restoration. The use of rainwater harvesting and the modified Akira Miyawaki method further enhances biodiversity and ensures sustainable practices for future generations. Paradeep Refinery's Eco Park features extensive stormwater ponds supporting lush greenery. The green belt absorbs 462 TMT of carbon dioxide equivalent. Baroni's Eco Park with its
Everybody please settle. चंद्रिमा बैठो. So welcome back. Now we will answer the questions raised by the shareholders in the order in which they were asked. But to first and foremost, to all my shareholders, it is heartening that you could join us today for Indian Oil's 65th AGM. Thank you for your appreciation towards us and the company and its performance. As you said, our performance is a unified effort of dedication and hard work of the entire Indian Oil team, which includes our employees, channel partners, our frontline workforce, and of course, our shareholders. I am happy that our secretarial team is ensuring a smooth interface and connect with all of you. Thank you all for your encouraging and motivating words that inspire us every day to do better for the company and the country. I also appreciate the queries and concerns you have raised. I am sure we would successfully address and resolve them in the right spirit. I assure you that Indian Oil would continue to fuel the growing nation and go beyond its call of duty to ensure the progress of the country. Now coming down to the queries, speaker number 1, Hutokeshi Sam Patel. The question was, what are your plans for green hydrogen fuel? Indian Oil is committed to the Government of India's green and hydrogen policy. In the long term, we envisage majority of the grey hydrogen being converted to green hydrogen. IOCL target is to produce 350 KT of green hydrogen by 2030, 227 KTA per annum through electrolyzer, and the balance 123 KTPA through the reforming of the compressed biogas. As per Site 2B, targets of MNRE, that is the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, IOCL has been given a target for producing 80 KTPA green hydrogen by 2030. Currently, 10 KTPA green hydrogen generation unit is being implemented at Panipat refinery on a BOO model. Speaker number 2, Dharav Jamadar. Question: mechanism on GRMs, outlook for GRM improvement. GRM of refineries are majorly dependent upon realization of cracks of petroleum and petrochemical products in the international market, which has been on the lower side in Q1 of financial year 24-25. As a result of which, IOCL has reported lower GRMs in Q1 as compared to the earlier quarters. Impact of decrease in GRM by $1 per barrel. The impact is around 4,500 crores based on financial year 23-24 crude throughput. The next query was CapEx projections this year. The CapEx plan for the year 24-25 amounts to rupees 30,910 crores, focusing on projects that enhance energy accessibility, affordability, sustainability, and security to meet the growing demand for petroleum, oil, and lubricants. POL products in the country. This capex will be used for investments in our core area of refining and commensurate infrastructure in pipeline and marketing, in the new business development areas of gas, alternate energy, new R&D campus, and in equity investments in our joint ventures and subsidiaries. Towards this, over 10,000 crores of investment is planned in financial year 24-25. In the continuing brownfield expansions in our refineries, to name some, Panipat Refinery from 15 to 25 million ton expansion, Koyali Refinery 13.7 to 18 million tons. These projects are also having lube and petchem integration projects. Corresponding capex of over 3,600 crores has been allocated to the development of infrastructure in pipelines and over 7,700 crores in marketing network to ensure product availability nationwide. In petrochemicals, over rupees 3,200 crores of investment is planned for financial year 24-25, like PXPTA at Paradeep, acrylics, oxo-alcohol project in Koyali, etc. Parallel to strengthening the core business, we are committed to the green energy transition, aiming for net zero in Scope 1 and Scope 2 emissions by 2046, ahead of India's 2070 target. Under green energy transition portfolio, investment of rupees 1,500 crores is planned for financial year 24-25. Then the next query was cost of borrowing. Can we see our company as debt-free? Weighted average cost of overall borrowings in financial year 23-24 was 7.01%. The company is undertaking various projects including refining, marketing, pipeline, petchem verticals. The expected returns from the capex incurred shall drive IOCL towards debt reduction in the years to follow. Speaker number 3, Santosh Kumar Saraf. Aviation turbine fuel percentage increase was the query. ATF demand in India is anticipated to grow exponentially as more and more people are flying. IOCL has recently commissioned 0.325 million metric tons per annum Indjet unit at its Barauni refinery in June 22. Further revamp projects at Gujarat, Panipat and Barauni, which are expected to be commissioned in the next year or two, will further increase ATF availability to meet the growing demand. IOCL has presently installed ATF production capacity of 7 million metric tons, which will go up to 8.1 million metric tons after the commissioning of the above expansion projects. The next query was the female employee percentage and the plan for the future. At present, the female employees comprise of 9% of the total workforce. There has been increasing thrust on recruitment of females in the organization, whereas in the last year, the percentage of the female recruited was 14.4% against 9.8% recruited in the previous year. Incidentally, IOCL also has one women functional director in the form of Director HR. As on 1st of April 24, there are 84 female employees at senior management level, that is grade G, H and I, with 62 amongst them discharging the responsibilities of functional, sectional heads and location in charges. Various women-centric initiatives taken by Indian Oil. Leaves provided specifically to the women employees, that is child care leave, husband joining leave, child adoption leave. Then we have creche facilities, then providing cars and outstation tours irrespective of the grade, then facilitating travel with infants in case of official tour, then enhanced sick leave up to 25 days in a year without medical certificate to take care of special needs. Then we have got special women-centric training programs like Arohi, earmarked seats for sponsoring MBA programs, MTech programs, and I understand there is a new program in R&D which is held by the name Udita. So I think these are some women-centric programs, and of course there is zero tolerance policy towards reported acts of sexual harassment. Then the use of AI technology. We have successfully integrated digital technologies, particularly AI and ML, into various refinery processes, enhancing yield optimization, predictive maintenance, and inventory management, among other areas. In marketing, digital solutions have helped customer acquisition by preventing churn and improving the customer experience through sentiment analysis. Our supply chain has been optimized with integrated planning tool, end-to-end tender management solution, then demand predictors and price discovery tools, including the B2B pricing and network optimization. In our pipeline operations, AI has been pivotal in detecting and preventing corrosion through cathodic protection predictors and enhancing surveillance and security via pipeline zoning. Similarly, in business development, we have employed AI/ML for inventory, right sizing, and planning petrochemical inventory, among other initiatives. Looking ahead, we are all set to closely integrate generative AI across all our activities. We have already conducted pilots on multiple projects, and this emerging technology will further bolster our resolve for embedding AI and machine learning in our operations. Then there was one sort of observation that delivery person overcharged and delivery policy for high-rise apartments. The delivery charges are a part of the retail selling price, which is mentioned in the refill vouchers. No extra charges are to be given to the delivery personnel. In case of such demands, customers can raise their complaints and feedback through the following modes. The modes are: modes for redressal of complaint is the EPIC platform, that is electronic platform for IndianOil customers, through call centers having the number 1800-233-3555, web portal and mobile app, social media complaint handling through the MOPNG e-Seva redressal platform, and customer service cell at our Indian divisional offices. Speaker number 4, Lily Pradhan. Question: aim and objective for implementing AI technology. As already mentioned in the earlier reply, AI/ML technologies are being already used in IndianOil in various areas of yield optimization, predictive maintenance, inventory management, and other digital interventions. We are also using AI/ML technologies in sentiment analysis and project compendiums for corporations' benefit. Number 5, Ashit Kumar Pathak. The reason for cancellation of the hydrogen tender at Panipat and the plans for future. IOCL is the first company in India to bring out a tender for green hydrogen of this scale, that is 10,000 tons per annum production capacity. This is a path-breaking effort by IndianOil to establish a large footprint in green hydrogen manufacturing in the country. As it is known, this is a nascent field without any precedence of a project of this size. Therefore, IOC had to fine-tune the tender requirement based on pan-industry discussions with the various prospective players in the field. The intention is to create a pioneering project that will not only ensure the best of competition among different bidders, but also ensure the discovery of the most efficient cost to produce green hydrogen. We have engaged with the Department of Center for High Technology, Government of India, then technological experts and execution agencies in our efforts to formulate a framework that will deliver an efficient project. Our tender did not receive sufficient bids, so we decided to drop it and recast a new tender based on the new guidelines that have been formulated by Eminari and Center for High Technology. We expect to float the new tender within a fortnight, and we are confident that we'll be having number of bidders in this particular round of tendering. Then refinery capacity. IOCL refining capacity from the current 70.25 million metric tons to 87.9 million metric tons by year 2030. This includes capacity expansion of Barauni refinery from 6 to 9 million tons by December 25, Gujarat refinery 13.7 to 18 million tons by December 25, then Panipat refinery from 15 to 25 million metric tons by December 25, and Digboy refinery from 0.65 to 1 million metric tons by March 26. Besides these refinery expansion projects, there are various petrochemical projects under execution, namely the PXPTA at Paradeep, acrylics oxo-alcohol projects at Gujarat, and polybutadiene rubber project at Paradeep. Then the gross refining margin outlook in the second quarter of the current financial year. The gross refining margin for IndianOil for the fiscal year 23-24 was US $12.05 per barrel. This was a decrease as compared to the previous year's GRM of $19.52 per barrel, reflecting the challenging global environment during the period. Refining margins during the year 23-24 have cooled down significantly from the highs seen in 22-23, when the refining margins, especially for middle distillates, skyrocketed after the geopolitical unrest involving Russia and Ukraine. In the current fiscal year, the refining margins have softened a bit when compared to the previous year, as there have been refinery additions in the various regions including Middle East, Africa, Asia Pacific and Americas. Crude runs are rising at various places across the region. US and Middle East are two major refining hubs that are showing robust refining operations. Weaknesses in the cracks is a concern for the industry, but one should remember that the recent crack weakness is still above the pre-COVID-19 historical levels. Refining margins should remain healthy during the rest of this fiscal, but it would be difficult for them to match the levels seen in the previous two fiscal years, especially in the case of middle distillates. For the next financial year, the refining margins may soften even more considering the fact that new refining capacity comes online and starts operations at full capacity. The one query was reserves are high and any plans for more dividends. The dividend declaration of the company is governed by DIPAM guidelines and IOCL is in compliance with those guidelines. Any dividend declaration by the board shall be duly communicated to all. Then debt equity ratio and borrowing. The debt equity ratio of IOCL has improved to 0.66 times on 31/3/24 as compared to 0.98 as on 31/3/2023. Cyber security initiatives of Indian Oil. As has been already mentioned, AI and machine learning and other technologies have been used in our digitalization journey as a part of our digital transformation project iDrive. For Indian Oil's digitalization projects, we have already spent on capex rupees 450 crores in the last 5 years and opex of 286 crores spread over another 3 to 5 years. Regarding cyber security, we have a very comprehensive cyber security defense at the department strategy. There have been no breaches in our entire network. Various cyber solutions are also planned for deployment across the corporation. The significant ones being breach and attack simulation, that is the BAS tool, then managed detection and response, MDR, then zero trust architecture, ZTA based cloud proxy and VPN, and log management solutions. These solutions also use AI technologies and would help in having a stronger prevention, faster detection, and quicker redemption for various cyber attacks. The next query was net zero plans by 2046 of Indian Oil. Indian Oil's operational emissions, Scope 1 and Scope 2, during 23-24 was 22.76 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. It is expected to rise to 40 million tons of CO2 equivalent by 2030 in view of the capacity expansions that will come into force. We plan to mitigate the emissions through improving energy efficiency, switching internal fuels to natural gas, shifting to grid power, using renewable energy, transitioning to compressed biogas and green hydrogen. For hard to abate emissions, which is around 15 million metric tons of CO2 equivalent, tree plantations, nature-based solutions and carbon capture, utilization and storage will be resorted to. We plan to achieve net zero, operational net zero by 2046 in view of all the above cited measures. Then tie-up and plan for Tier 2 city increase in LPG dealership. Setting up of LPG distributorship is a continuous process and feasibility is carried out based on available refill sales potential that can sustain economically viable operation. The viability of a distributorship is based on the monthly average refill sale and not based on the LPG connections. Viable locations are included in the marketing plan and advertised accordingly. We have a total of 4,010 numbers of distributorships in urban market and 2022 the number of distributorship in rural market as per the viability norms covering different type of cities. And as on 1/7/24, there are 12,882 distributors of IOCL and 465 locations advertised under Unified Selection Guidelines, USG, and they are at the various stages of selection. The next query was the E&P plan for the company. To become an integrated and resilient company of the future, the company entered exploration and production and petrochemical business over 2 decades ago. Currently in the upstream space, the company has carefully curated portfolio of assets including oil, gas and CBM spread across India and abroad. Currently the company holds a portfolio of 29, that is 18 domestic and 11 overseas upstream assets, including 8 producing assets. The company is operating 1 overseas, Abu Dhabi, and operating 1 domestic, Umatara, and 1 asset operated through our subsidiaries, MPL. The next speaker, speaker number 6, Kaushik Sahukar. And the question was how to use green hydrogen in existing vehicles. The hydrogen powered vehicles are different than existing vehicles as they require a fuel cell technology. The selling of green hydrogen from retail outlets can only be started once the automobile companies are ready and they will introduce hydrogen compliant vehicles. In fact, this is like a chicken and egg story. As and when the vehicle companies are ready with the hydrogen vehicles to be launched, Indian Oil will be the first one to set up hydrogen dispensing stations at our retail outlets. Then CSR and support for physically challenged. There is a special thrust on empowering differently abled and marginalized sections of the society whenever any CSR project is conceived at Indian Oil. All our CSR projects being inclusive in nature, we have beneficiaries with disabilities too. During financial year 23-24, more than 50 projects were undertaken specifically for the persons with disabilities at a total expenditure of 21.48 crores, touching lives of more than 14,000 specially able persons. The few major projects: support for construction of lifetime shelter for the needy Divyangans with a dormitory facility and a residential daycare accommodation accommodating 240 and male and female inmates who are differently abled, that is 3.74 crores, and Project Drishti, smart vision glasses to 800 visually impaired students, young adults in Maharashtra, Gujarat, etc. This is again a question on start of green hydrogen dispensing at the petrol pumps. Currently, Indian Oil has got in R&D Faridabad and in Vadodara dispensing station for green hydrogen, and they are presently being used by the 15 buses that Indian Oil is currently operating, 11 in Delhi and 4 in Vadodara. And we will set up more retail outlets as and when the scale and the availability of more and more vehicles is in sight. Why no physical AGM? Ministry of Corporate Affairs by circular dated 25th September read that circulars dated 5th May 20, 8th May 20 and 13th April 20 and SEBI circular dated 6th October 23 has permitted the holding of AGM through VC without the physical presence of the members as a common venue. The holding of AGM through VC OAVM enables wider participation of shareholders, and accordingly Indian Oil is holding the AGM in a virtual mode. Speaker number 8, Mr. Anil Mehta. Speaker number 7 had no questions. Speaker number 8, Anil Mehta, the question is liquidity and funding options. The company has the highest rating domestically and equal to sovereign rating of India internationally. The company maintains strong relationships with domestic and international banks and enjoys the line of credit from banks. The company has been registered strong operating performance in the past years, which has allowed to maintain sufficient liquidity. How do you bring international experience to the board? Senior executive directors are exposed to advanced management programs with reputed management institutes to give exposure in strategic management with international components. Opportunities to be on the board of joint venture companies, including foreign JVs, wherein they get a first-hand exposure. Nomination to international conferences as speakers and delegates, example World Petroleum Congress, International Conference on Energy, Gas, Green Energy, Biofuels, etc. Senior executives also get business-related international exposure by way of negotiating international deals, expanding business exports by way of setting up facilities abroad, and appointing distributors, organizing road shows, etc. Business plans for 5 years and ahead. As per the energy needs of the ascendant India grows at a rapid pace, Indian Oil aims to increase its share in India's energy basket from 9% to 12.5% by 2050. We are also embarking on an aspirational journey to become a $1 trillion giant by 2047. This goal aligns with India's vision of transforming into an economy with over $30 trillion by 2047. Additionally, in line with and as much ahead of India's net zero 2070 target, Indian Oil aims to become operational net zero by 2046. In India, oil will continue to play a major role in the future as well. Looking ahead, India continues to be one of the largest energy consumers globally, with oil demand projected to rise from 5.4 million barrels per day in 23 to around 8.5 million barrels per day by 2050. To address India's growing socio-economic and energy needs, the company is investing rupees 1 lakh crore, that is $12 billion in strategic brownfield capacity expansions aiming to elevate its refining capacity to nearly 107 million metric tons per annum in the near future, with plans to further expand to 125 million metric tons per annum by 2047. But also recognizing the imperatives of green transition, we're also looking at the diversified energy portfolio. The Government of India aims to increase the share of natural gas in its energy mix from around 6% at present, which is way below the world average of 22, to 15% by 2030. In line with policy focus and to tap the immense potential for the growth of natural gas business in India, we are expanding our natural gas pipeline networks to 3,700 kilometers by adding 2,400 kilometers to the current length of 1,300 kilometers. We also plan to expand the capacity of Ennore LNG terminal from 5 million to 10 million tons per annum to meet the growing demand for LNG. Simultaneously, we are developing CGD networks in 49 GAs across the country. Green hydrogen is seen as a vital component of global net zero future and also seen as a critical element for strengthening national energy security. Today, IOCL is the largest refiner in the country and also the biggest producer and consumer of hydrogen in India. We plan to convert to fully green hydrogen over the long term, away from the fossil-based hydrogen. To start with, we plan to set up a 10 KTA green hydrogen plant at Panipat, and subsequently by 2030, the company plans to create 350 KTA of green hydrogen capacity, which would be 50% of its total hydrogen generation capacity and the needs. India is one of the fastest growing markets for renewable energy, and shifting to renewable energy based electricity generation is a crucial tenet of India's decarbonization efforts. The company plans to build a renewable energy portfolio of 31 gigawatts by 2030 by developing large-scale renewable energy capacities for serving its captive power demand and with focus on market demand opportunities. IOC is a big proponent of modern bioenergy on the ethanol front. We have set up industry benchmarks with India's first 2G ethanol plant and the world's first 3G ethanol plant. Additionally, IndianOil has identified 4 of its group refineries, Panipat, Barauni, Haldia and CPCL, for co-processing of non-edible oils in refineries to produce sustainable aviation fuel. We are in the process of establishing SAF plants based on alcohol to jet route at Panipat. IndianOil is leading the industry in meeting the SAF blending targets of 1% by 27, 2% by 28 and 5% by 2030 for international flights indicated by the government. We are also setting up 30 CBG plants through a joint venture companies. Given the green credentials of CBG, IndianOil is also exploring CBG-based hydrogen production as a part of its net zero plans. Speaker number 9, Humayun Beruz Puredi. A question was impact of Iran-Israel conflict. Conflicts or political instability in oil-producing regions can disrupt the supply chain and can cause fluctuation in price, leading to volatility. However, IOCL does not import any crude from Iran and Israel. IndianOil has a strategy in place for diversifying its crude basket to protect itself from the geopolitical risk so that it is not exposed to geopolitical risk from particular geography. Further, IOCL has around 10 to 12 days of crude oil requirements in the storage tanks at all times to take care of any supply chain disruption. In Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, the next query, the first refill is free of cost, but they do not take further deliveries due to shortage of money, any help to them. To make LPG more affordable to Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana consumers and to ensure sustained usage of LPG by them, government has started a targeted subsidy of Rs 200 per 14.2 kg cylinder for up to 12 refills per year and proportionately prorated for 5 kg connections to the PMUI consumers in May 22. This subsidy was increased by Rs 100 in October 23, taking the total subsidy to Rs 300. The subsidy is credited directly to bank accounts of the eligible beneficiaries. The targeted subsidy is over and above the market subsidy being credited by the customer's bank account. With the inclusion of the targeted subsidy, effective cost of 14.2 kg refill to PMUI beneficiaries in Delhi as on 1st of December 23 is Rs 503 per refill compared to 803 per refill for non-PMUI consumers. Efforts for TB Mukt Bharat. During 23-24, the company under its CSR initiative of Intensive TB Elimination Program has spread its wings to various states of the country, including Tamil Nadu and Haryana, where the company has provided 192 TB diagnostic that is rapid molecular test machines to Tamil Nadu and 22 handheld X-ray machines to Haryana. These initiatives are in addition to the earlier 251 molecular diagnostic machines provided to the states of Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Uttarakhand and Maharashtra. Up to 23-24, through these equipments, more than 1 lakh individuals have undergone testing, resulting in identification of more than 14,000 positive cases. The company is also supporting various TB patients by providing nutrition kits under the Pradhan Mantri TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyan. The company incurred an expenditure of 40.62 crores during 23-24 and around 72.31 crore till date for the elimination efforts of tuberculosis. Next question is CSR activities for the environment. Cheetah introduction project at Kuno National Park, Madhya Pradesh under CSR during 4 years. And under the project, the source population of cheetahs was flown into from South Africa and Namibia and introduced at Kuno National Park, Madhya Pradesh. It is a national project involving the National Tiger Conservation Authority, Government of India and the State Government of Madhya Pradesh. IndianOil contributes the fund to NTCA, which is the nodal agency for the project, implementing and coordinates with the other stakeholders. Total expenditure till date is 19.6 crores and total 25 cheetahs are thriving, 12 cubs and 13 adults. Mitigation. Measures to reduce man-animal conflict at Kaundilya Wildlife Sanctuary, Chittoor, tentacle hanging solar fencing, 50.6 lakhs, and providing water cannon fitted vehicle and single built-up cabin truck to the National Zoological Park, Delhi, financial year 22-23 at a cost of 57.55 lakhs. Next speaker number 10, Aspi Besania. Question. Reasons for Q4 23-24 and Q1 24-25 low numbers. Net profit decreased from 10,059 crores to 4,838 crores, mainly due to decrease in the refining margins as GRMs declared in Q4 23 and decrease in petrochemical margins. The next query was any plans for buyback of shares? Buyback of shares are governed by DIPAM guidelines and IOCL on a regular basis checks and complies with the requirements. However, as per DIPAM guidelines, CPS is required to be considered when the net worth at least 2,000 crores cash and bank balance of at least 1,000 crores. Speaker number 11, Mr. Vinod Agarwal. Reasons for less revenue in 23-24. It's a repeated question. Then reasons for decrease in revenue from operations in last year is due to the decrease in revenue from domestic sale of HSD on account of decrease in sales volume by 1938 TMT from the last year due to the re-entry of the private retail companies in the market. Then decrease in revenue from domestic sale of ATF, naphtha, furnace oil and OMC sales as international prices of these finished products decreased from last year. Then decrease in revenue from domestic sale of LPG cylinders as there was a reduction in the retail price of LPG cylinder in August 23, that is 200 rupees per cylinder, and in March 24, 100 rupees per cylinder. Some details of the aluminum air battery project and the action plan. IOC Finergy Private Limited, IOP, a joint venture between IndianOil and Finergy Limited, Israel, has been formed in February 21 in India with the objective of commercialization of aluminum air battery technology. In September 23, an agreement was executed with India's leading telecom tower operator, Mrs. Indus Towers, for supply, installation and maintenance of aluminum air energy systems at telecom tower sites across select geographies in India. These energy systems will provide power backup to the telecom tower sites. We are in the process of installing these systems during financial year 24-25. One more thing I want to add that this is for the static one, and for the mobility part, the field trials are going on for Tata Motors and Mahindra Motors, and once these field trials are concluded, an action will be taken for manufacturing of these batteries in India. Hiranand Kotwani, speaker number 12. Grants received from government during COVID-19. Why funds received from PM CARES? IOCL was the nodal agency for arranging medical oxygen during COVID. Company has received funds in advance from the PM CARES fund. The amount mentioned in page 245 is the balance which is lying in this account pending adjustments / approval from Government of India. Speaker number 13, Jaideep Bakshi. Plan for pipeline expansion in Northeast and West Bengal. Pipeline augmentation is dependent on various factors such as supply-demand scenario and the least cost option of positioning the product at a demand center. Pipelines division of IOCL is evaluating various greenfield and brownfield pipeline projects for augmenting and expanding the existing pipeline network to connect more IOCL depots and terminals, bottling plants through pipelines so that the petroleum products can be positioned near the demand center in a very cost-effective, safe and reliable manner. We are evaluating various pipeline options and are targeting about 4,000 kilometers in the next 5 years based on cost economics. In the Northeast, Indradhanush Gas Grid Limited, a joint venture of Indian Oil Corporation, ONGC, GAIL, Oil India Limited and Numaligarh Refinery, is implementing a Northeast Gas Grid pipeline project to cater to the demand of natural gas in the Northeast region of India. The project cost is 9,265 crores, which includes 60% financial support from Government of India in the form of viability gap funding. As on date, the project has achieved 81.2% physical progress and is expected to be completed by March 25. The next query is the expansion plan for partnership with Bangladesh for POL products. In the year 23-24, Indian Oil has supplied 300 TMT of petroleum products under the G2G arrangement to Bangladesh, apart from exporting 2,603 metric tons of petrochemicals and 750 metric tons of lubes. An initiative to lay 3 pipelines for supplying petroleum products, LPG and natural gas, are under feasibility study stage. White oil pipeline, Haldia to Mongla, RLNG pipeline, Haldia to Khulna, and LPG pipeline, Haldia to Khulna. Transnational pipelines are taken up with initiatives at government level. We are evaluating the feasibility of various proposals. Indian Oil persistent efforts to broaden its market reach, diversify its product offerings, and export new trade routes resulted in yet another milestone of the maiden export of 17.3 metric tons of sulfur to Bangladesh via road last year. Indian Oil is engaged with Petro Bangla for exploring opportunities for LNG RLNG supplies and also for providing LNG through road tanker from Dhamra LNG terminal to the nearest grid in Bangladesh. Next question is 2G and 3G further expansion plan at Panipat refinery. The 2G ethanol plant at Panipat is India's first plant based on paddy straw. The plant is commissioned, is currently under stabilization. So far, the 2G ethanol plant at Panipat has produced 1,450 kl of ethanol, and we are in the process of ramping up the capacity. We'll be operating the plant at 60% capacity by October 24. As regards the 3G ethanol plant at Panipat, it is the world's first plant based on refinery of gases. The plant has been commissioned and is currently under stabilization. So far, the 3G ethanol plant at Panipat has produced 2,322 kl of ethanol, and we are in the process of ramping up the capacity. Once these 2 plants stabilize, we will certainly go for more expansion in the other refineries. Then waste management policy and green energy policy of IOCL. IOCL is promoting waste to energy and circular economy projects. We are the national coordinator for implementing SATAT, that is Sustainable Alternative Towards Affordable Transportation initiative on compressed biogas. We have 33 commissioned CBG plants under SATAT using agriculture residue, organic, municipal solid waste, press mud, cattle dung, litter, chicken litter, dairy waste, etc. We are marketing CBG through 95 retail outlets. We have set up a paddy straw to CBG plant at Gorakhpur and a cattle dung to CBG plant in Jaipur. We are also operating a press mud and chicken litter to CBG plant at Namakkal, Tamil Nadu. We are also setting up another cattle dung to CBG plant in Gwalior. We will shortly be setting up 30 CBG plants using agricultural waste, press mud, cattle dung, etc. We have set up a 2G ethanol plant at Panipat, Haryana, and that plant will process about 2 lakh tons of paddy straw when it runs at full capacity. There will be a greenhouse gas reduction of nearly 0.3 million metric tons of CO2 equivalent through the plant. We have collected over 1 lakh tons of paddy straw during the harvesting season 23, thus preventing open crop burning and thereby limiting environmental pollution. Indian Oil is a public sector enterprise and has the dual role of meeting the national energy needs while also contributing to the overall ambitions of lowering ecological impact. We are committed to both these objectives and are gearing up to transition towards a greener future. We have set a bold target to achieve net zero operational emissions by 2046. Additionally, we are actively exploring various avenues to reduce, mitigate, or offset Scope 3 emissions while fulfilling our primary responsibility towards energy security. The year 2024 has been declared as the year of action for green transition, emphasizing our growing focus on sustainability. We also plan to enhance our share in the energy basket from 9 to 12.5% by 2047. Towards green energy transition, we plan to achieve the following in the midterm by 2030: renewable energy 31 gigawatts, green hydrogen 0.353 million tons, that is 353 kTA, biogas CBG 1000 kTA, sustainable aviation fuel 300 kTA, and bioethanol 2700 kTA. Question number 14, Sunil Kumar Modak, business plans for 5 years and capex projection for 5 years. I've already replied to these questions. Then Speaker 15 had no questions, Speaker 16 nil questions, 17 nil question. Speaker number 18, Adil Polad Irani. The question is date of payment of dividend. Why no physical copy of the annual report? Date of interim dividend payment is 24th of 11, 2023. As an investor-friendly initiative, IndianOil is setting quarterly, half-yearly and annual results to the shareholders over email, in addition to important information like intimation to stock exchanges, corporate governance report, shareholding pattern, etc. pertaining to shareholders hosted on the website of the company. MCA and SEBI have advised to send the annual report in electronic mode, physical mode to those who are requested for the same. Number 2, there should be a minimum lot of buying shares. Please explain share allotting policy. There is no minimum lot. Even one share can be purchased. Our shares are listed on both BSE and NSE and are freely tradable. Why physical copy of dividend warrant and annual report is not provided? In the reply is in compliance with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs circular dated 25th September 23 and SEBI circular dated 6th October 23. Notice to the AGM along with the annual report was sent only through electronic mode. However, upon receipt of request, physical copy of the annual report has been provided to the members. Speaker 19, Ramesh Kumar, no question. Speaker 20, Sardar Jasmeet Singh, one question, internship recruitment policy in light of the recent budget announcements. The guidelines for taking interim announcements by Honorable Finance Minister are still under finalization by the concerned ministry. Upon receipt of the same, we shall be undertaking the interns as per the mandate given by the government, for which we are in the process of working out the operational modalities. Currently, we have been taking around 3,200 apprentices per year. Speaker number 21, Tamal Kumar Majumdar. The first question is, stock exchange fine on IOCL. Why one woman director in board? Secretary auditors non-compliant with respect to this fine response in the annual reports. Reason? Why letter from NSE not shared? As informed by the company secretary earlier, the responses of the company on the observations of secretarial auditor is provided on page 122 of the annual report, wherein it has been clarified that the company, being a government company under the administrative control of Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, the selection, appointment of directors, including independent directors and women director, terms and conditions and remuneration of functional director vests with the Government of India as per the government guidelines. Stock exchanges issue fine letter for non-appointment of independent directors in the board. Pursuant to SEBI guidelines, the fine letter is required to be disclosed. However, IndianOil is not paying the fine as being a government company. We do not have the power to appoint directors. PMUI status and why beneficiaries are not refilling after 6 months. The details pertaining to subsidy has been answered earlier. However, I wish to state that as per the per capita consumption, that is the number of cylinders taken per year for PMUI cylinders, customers is on the rise for the last 2 years from 3.53 in 22-23 to 4.09 cylinders in the current year. Then Russian crude procured in 22-23, plan and benefits for 24-25. IOCL's Russian crude oil import was around 30% of the total crude oil imports by IOCL during financial year 23-24. It is expected to remain around same level, 30% for the current year also. EV charging status, no EV charging station of aluminum air battery in the retail outlets. As on 31st of March 24, the EV sales penetration in India is 6.8%. The stock of EVs is 40.05 lakhs vis-a-vis the total stock of 36.74 crore to only 1.09% of the total vehicle stock. The various types of batteries that are currently in the EV are leading acid batteries, lithium-ion batteries, NMC, and LFP chemistries predominantly. As on 1/7/24, IndianOil already set up 10,057 EVCS at its retail outlets through partnerships and on its own with support from FAME/MOPNG. IndianOil plans to set up 18,500 EV charging stations across locations by 2030. That is the workplace, it will have 1,000, public parking 2,000, retail outlets 14,000 and depot fleet hubs 1,500. Also, JVs have been formed for battery swapping, aluminum air battery and with Finergy and with battery swapping with Sun Mobility. As and when the aluminum air battery technology and the field trials are over, we will be implementing them. IndianOil has installed AC and DC EV chargers of capacities ranging from 3.3 kVA to 50 to 60 kilowatt at its retail outlet during 23-24. Here the detail of the aluminum air battery. IOC Finergy, a joint venture between IOCL and Finergy, is working on a commercialization of aluminum air battery technology. Integration and limited trials were completed for 3-wheelers Mahindra and 4-wheeler Tata with 2 leading auto OEMs. In September 23, an agreement was executed with India's leading telecom tower, Messrs. Indus Towers, for supplied installation and maintenance of aluminum air energy systems. These energy systems will provide power backups to the telecom towers. We are in the process of installing these systems during financial year 24-25. Tell us something about the battery swapping business. A joint venture company between IndianOil and Sun Mobility Singapore was formed, namely Indo-Fast Swap Energy Private Limited, on 15 July 24 for carrying out battery swapping business in India. The JV company business entails providing battery as a service for electric 2-wheelers, electric rickshaws, electric 3-wheeler auto, electric 3-wheeler loader, and electric 4-wheeler loader. In remaining period of financial year 25, the Indo-Fast plans to establish around 500 new swapping stations, reaching a cumulative total of 1,100 stations and associated battery numbers. IndianOil is promoting both battery charging and battery swapping infrastructure so as to promote e-mobility in India as well as offer both options to its consumers. That green hydrogen project cost and status of project. IOCL's 10 KTA green hydrogen plant at Panipat will be retendered in the next 15 days. The project will be executed on BOO basis with no capital cost to IOCL and will be based on least cost of hydrogen to IndianOil. Speaker 22, Manoj Kumar Gupta. Future plans of IOCL. I have already repeated this in the earlier questions. Then plan for demerging any company. There are no active demerger plans as of now. And third is solar energy and renewable energy plants. IndianOil has installed a capacity of 249 megawatts of renewable energy comprising of 167.6 megawatt wind power capacity and 81.66 megawatt solar energy capacity. IndianOil has achieved the highest ever renewable power generation of 401.5 million units during financial year 23-24, leading to mitigation of 368.98 thousand metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent emissions. IOCL has solarized 32,851 numbers of retail outlets with a cumulative solar installed capacity of 168 megawatts. Also, highest ever retail outlet solarization achieved in financial year 23-24 is 10,655 numbers with a capacity of 42 megawatts. IndianOil management has approved 1,000 megawatt renewable capacity at an estimated cost of 5,215 crore with tentative commissioning by financial year 26. This project includes 725 megawatt of solar PV and 275 megawatts of wind power projects. We plan to set up 19 gigawatt solar PV projects and 5 gigawatt wind power projects by 2030. Future EV plans is a repeat question, already answered. That PMUI current status and plans, repeat question, already answered. The next is, when will EV charging be provided at all retail outlets? As on 1/7/24, IndianOil already set up 10,090 EVCS at its 9,953 retail outlets through partnerships and on its own with support from the FAME/MOPNG. IOCL has fixed a target for setting up 5,500 EV charging stations in the next 5 years, including the current financial year. The EV charging stations will be expanded based on the number of registered vehicles in the various areas. Brief on Ujjwala scheme. Now, total number of customers and benefits given. With the central government cash assistance, 10,033 crore below poverty line households are provided with LPG connections as on 1/7/24. As on 1/7/24, under PMUI scheme, IOCL has released nearly 4.91 crore LPG connections across the country and sold about 92.7 crore refills in terms of 14.2 kg refills to these beneficiaries since inception of the scheme. Selling of cooktops along with the connection forcefully, and if any benefits available for shareholders. Distributors are under instruction not to sell cooktops, hot plate forcefully to the customers. The message for the same is also displayed at all showrooms in the distributorships. Customers can raise their complaints and feedback through the following modes: on the Epic platform, through call centers, social media complaint, customer service cell at the Indian divisional offices, and distributors are penalized under marketing discipline guidelines on established cases of such malpractices. No specific benefit are available to shareholders on availing the LPG connection. Speaker 23, Mr. Bharat Shah. Question is number of employees and women percentage. The total number of employees is 29,738 as on 1st August 24, out of which women are 2,683 at 9%. Why no physical AGM? It's a repeat question, already answered. Then question number 24, Smita Bharat Shah, no question. Speaker number 25, P. Gopal. And the question is cost cutting plans of company. With respect to operating expenses, crude purchase of finished products and import of products constitute a major part of operating expenses of the company. Pricing of these is largely dependent on benchmark crude price and product prices in international market. The company optimizes the crude cost by enhancing the crude basket with introduction of new crude grades and maintaining a balance between purchase through long-term contract and spot contracts. With respect to revenue expenses, on yearly basis, budget for revenue expenses for upcoming year is prepared, in which monitoring is done for all increases in revenue expenses across the divisions. Divisions are also advised for optimization of controllable revenue expenses. The next question was future plans of the company. I've already replied that. It's a repeat question. Then Speaker 26, Yunus Rangawala, no questions. Speaker 27, Lekha Satish Shah, nil question. Speaker number 28, Satish Shah, nil question. Speaker number 29, Jayesh Vinod Rai Walia. The question was MSME reservation for procurement. Promotions are not equally reflected on ground for MSME procurement, and policy of IOCL for security deposit by MSMEs. 358 items reserved for MSMEs. All sections and locations are aware of the list of items reserved for procurement. In order to reduce the burden on MSME, IOCL has reduced the security deposit requirement from 10% to 5%. IOCL is already meeting targets for MSME production and is reflecting as our procurement is meeting the MSME target of 25%. Last year it was 42.46%. The next query was GST mismatch payment related to MSMEs. Two incidents of mention. In case of mismatch of GST, the amount of GST is withheld till the time the GST return is filed and reflects in the return. On receipt of acknowledgement, the amount is refunded. Also, the MSMEs have option to provide BG in place of amount withheld from the payments. Speaker 30, Ms. J. Abhishek, nil question. Speaker 31, K. Bharatraj, no question. Speaker number 32 could not get connected due to connectivity issues. Speaker number 33, Bharti Saraf, no question. Speaker number 34, Dilip Kumar Jain, question. Adulteration of petrol with water in Gopalpura, Jaipur. As no IOCL RO is present at Gopalpura, issue of water during dispensation. However, we'll look into the matter with the other OMCs since the matter has been reported by you. Speaker number 35, Dinesh Gopaldas Bhatia, nil question. Speaker 36, Abhinav Jain, nil question. Speaker number 37, Rajesh K. Chainani, Any constraints in increasing public shareholdings? There is a requirement of minimum public shareholdings of 25%. Promoters can hold shares up to 75%. Indian Oil is complying as the Honorable President of India holds 51.5%. Speaker number 38, Gautam Nandi, roadmap for the next 3 to 4 years. Repeat question. Speaker 39, Manjeet Singh, nil question. Speaker number 40, Kamal Kishore Jhawar, nil question. Speaker number 41, Santosh Chopra, battery manufacturing plan with Panasonic, Japan, and the funding details. Indian Oil intends to form a joint venture company with Panasonic Energy Company, Japan, for lithium-ion cell manufacturing in India. Funding shall be arranged once JV contour and business plans are finalized. Funding may be an appropriate mix of debt and equity. Speaker number 42, Amrendra Nath Ray, question. What is the initiative to reduce the carbon footprints? Currently, the company is undertaking projects pertaining to energy efficiency, renewable energy, natural gas, pipeline transportation, etc., resulting in avoidance, mitigation, and offset of more than 4.5 million tons of CO2 equivalent in 23-24. ENCON measures 1.15 million tons of CO2 equivalent. Then shift to natural gas. Efforts to promote natural gas as a transition fuel has contributed toward avoidance of GHG emission of 1.74 million metric tons of CO2 equivalent. Other measures like pipeline transportation, renewable energy, and tree plantation contributed to an estimated emission avoidance and offset of roughly 1.8 million metric tons of CO2 equivalent in financial year 23-24. Then details of dividend status unclaimed. The details of unpaid dividends transferred to IEPF till 23-24 provided in the corporate governance report on page 169 and 170 of the integrated annual report 23-24. Details of transfer of dividend 15-16. The final dividend, the date of transfer was 23rd of October 23 and the amount was 1.92 crores. And 26 to 2016-17 first interim dividend, date of transfer was 12th of March 24 and the amount was 5.17 crore, and the total unclaimed dividend status is 7.09 crores. With that, more or less, I have replied to all the queries. However, in case of any registered speaker could not join or speak due to technical reasons, or the queries raised during the meetings have remained unanswered, the same may be sent to the company. On receipt of such requests, the company shall respond suitably. The e-voting facility will now remain open for the next 15 minutes to enable the members to cast their votes. We shall reassemble after 15 minutes.
किचन में माहिर होना मतलब सिर्फ खाना बनाना ही नहीं होता, किचन की सुरक्षा का ख्याल रखना भी जरूरी है। जैसे एलपीजी सिलेंडर लेते वक्त हमेशा उसके सही वजन और लीकेज की जांच करें। पूरी तसल्ली के बाद ही सिलेंडर लें, क्योंकि रखोगे ख्याल अपने किचन का तभी तो बनोगे नायक सुरक्षा का। 5 साल में क्या कुछ नहीं बदलता, नई गाड़ी, नया टीवी, फ्रिज, बच्चों का स्कूल, पर आपके गैस चूल्हे का होस पाइप वहीं का वहीं। ये लापरवाही खतरे से खाली नहीं। हर 5 साल में सुरक्षा होस जरूर बदलें और चूल्हे की सर्विस भी करवाएं, क्योंकि रखोगे ख्याल अपने किचन का तभी तो बनोगे नायक सुरक्षा का। किसको नहीं पसंद अपने घर को सुरक्षित रखना? तो अपनी रसोई से ही शुरुआत करिए। हमेशा गैस स्टोव को सिलेंडर के स्तर से 6 इंच ऊपर रखें। इस्तेमाल ना हो तो सिलेंडर का रेगुलेटर बंद रखें। आखिर सुरक्षित किचन में खाना बनाने का मजा ही कुछ और है ना? क्योंकि रखोगे ख्याल अपने किचन का तभी तो बनोगे नायक सुरक्षा का। रसोई घर का एक ऐसा कोना है जहाँ कई यादें पकती हैं, कुछ मीठी, कुछ चटपटी सी। तो तो क्यों न हम इस कोने का हमेशा ख्याल रखें। अगर गैस की लीकेज महसूस हो तो इलेक्ट्रिकल स्विचेस को न छेड़ें, किसी भी ज्वलनशील वस्तु का इस्तेमाल न करें, रेगुलेटर हटाकर सिलेंडर पर सेफ्टी कैप लगा दें और एलपीजी हेल्पलाइन नंबर 1906 पर कॉल करें, क्योंकि रखोगे ख्याल अपने किचन का तभी तो बनोगे नायक सुरक्षा का। फिल्मों में स्टंट करते वक्त हम कलाकार पूरी सावधानी और सेफ्टी से काम करते हैं, वैसे ही किचन में भी सावधानी से काम करना जरूरी है। जैसे सिलेंडर लेते वक्त हमेशा उसके सही वजन और लीकेज की जांच करें। हर 5 साल में सुरक्षा होस पाइप जरूर बदलें और स्टोव की सर्विस कराएं, क्योंकि रखोगे ख्याल अपने किचन का तभी तो बनोगे नायक सुरक्षा का।
क्या आपने एलपीजी सिलेंडर को सही जगह रखा है? ये रहे कुछ टिप्स। किचन को हवादार रखें। गैस चूल्हे को सिलेंडर से ऊपर प्लेटफॉर्म पे ही रखें। इस्तेमाल के बाद हमेशा रेगुलेटर बंद करें, क्योंकि किचन सेफ तो आप सेफ। क्या आपने एलपीजी सिलेंडर को सही जगह रखा है? ये रहे कुछ टिप्स। किचन को हवादार रखें। हमेशा सिलेंडर को सीधा रखें। इस्तेमाल के बाद हमेशा रेगुलेटर बंद करें, क्योंकि किचन सेफ तो आप सेफ। गैस की लीकेज है? घबराएं नहीं, इन बातों को ध्यान में रखें। इलेक्ट्रिकल स्विचेस को ना छेड़ें, रेगुलेटर को हटाकर सेफ्टी कैप लगाएं और एलपीजी हेल्पलाइन पे कॉल करें, क्योंकि किचन सेफ तो आप सेफ। गैस की लीकेज है? घबराएं नहीं, इन बातों को ध्यान में रखें। इलेक्ट्रिकल स्विचेस को ना छेड़ें, खिड़की और दरवाजे खोल दें और एलपीजी हेल्पलाइन पे कॉल करें, क्योंकि किचन सेफ तो आप सेफ। 3 बातों से नाता जोड़ो। इंडियन सुरक्षा होज को ढीला कभी मत छोड़ो। क्रैक्स का ना दिखे कोई नामो निशान। और हाँ, हर 5 साल में इंडियन सुरक्षा होज बदलने का भी रखना ख्याल, क्योंकि किचन सेफ तो आप सेफ।
हम मुड़े, होश खोया है ऐसा, हर ऊंचाई पर चढ़े, जोश हो तो ऐसा, हौसला है बुलंद पर्वतों जैसा, हर जीत को पाले, जोश हो तो ऐसा, जोश हो, जोश हो, 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 जोश हो तो ऐसा, झूम कर चिल्लाए, आसमां भी हिल जाए, किस्मत से बाजी लगाए, फिर भी ये जिद्दी मन बाज कभी ना आए। वो जोश है, जोश है, जोश है ही कुछ ऐसा, तिरंगा ऊंचा लहराने जैसा, जोश हो, जोश हो, जोश हो तो ऐसा, जोश हो, जोश हो, जोश हो तो ऐसा, जोश हो, जोश हो, जोश हो तो ऐसा, जोश हो, जोश हो, जोश हो तो ऐसा।
Indian Oil is proud to join hands with the Indian team at the Asian Para Games. जोश हो तो ऐसा।
रफ्तार इनकी देखो तो, जुनून इनका देखो तो, हर बाजी फतेह करने का हुनर तुम इनसे सीखो तो। कदमों में इनके हैं बिजलियां, सांसों में उठता तूफान है, इनसे टकराना आसान नहीं, इनके इरादे चट्टान है। वार इनका देखो तो, जरा धार इनकी देखो तो, लक्ष्य को भेदने की जरा चाल इनकी देखो तो। उभरती है, निखरती है, ना डरती है ये डटी है, दाव जब ये चलती है, चुनौतियां बिखरती है।
मैंने हॉकी खेलना 6th क्लास में स्टार्ट किया था आफ्टर माय फादर डेथ, बट एक्चुअली हमारे वहाँ पे कोच थे तो उन्होंने बोला आप अपनी लड़की को हॉकी खिलाइए। मेरे उस टाइम पे जिद हुई कि मुझे खेलना है तो खेलना ही है, हॉकी खेलनी है और कुछ ऑप्शन ही नहीं है। एक बॉल के पीछे इतने बंदे पागल हो रहे हैं कि मुझे मजा आया देख के, बहुत ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट आया। मैंने मम्मी को बोला मेरे को हॉकी खेलनी है।
मैं भी इंडिया के लिए हॉकी खेलती हूँ और हमारा यही गोल है कि हम आगे गोल्ड लेके आए।
हर प्लेयर का ये होता है कि सबसे पहले जॉब ढूंढना और अपने आप को माइंड फ्री होके खेलने के लिए ये सबसे पहले जरूरी होता है। इंडियन ऑयल इतना सपोर्ट करता है कि एज अ इंडियन प्लेयर इतना प्राउडफुल होता है अंदर से।
लड़कियों के लिए कोई अपॉर्चुनिटी थी सिर्फ रेलवे को छोड़ के, कोई जॉब की कोई फैसिलिटीज नहीं थी, बट इंडियन ऑयल ने ये कदम उठाया है कि लड़कियों को जॉब देना, तो हमें बहुत बेनिफिट हो रहा है।
इंडियन ऑयल ने पहली बार वुमेन्स हॉकी टीम बनाई है।
ऐसी घर वाली फीलिंग है इंडियन ऑयल के साथ जुड़ने के बाद, और कोई पूछता है तो ऐसे प्राउड फील होता है कि हाँ हम इंडियन ऑयल के साथ जुड़े हैं।
जोश इनका देखो तो, जज्बा इनका देखो तो, रफ्तार इनकी देखो तो, जुनून इनका देखो तो, नारी शक्ति देश भक्ति की मिसाल है। इनकी हिम्मत हौसले को सलाम है, सलाम है, सलाम है, इस हौसले को सलाम है।
Nestled amidst the industrial landscapes, where towering chimneys signal progress, lies a sanctuary of green serenity. Indian Oil Refineries Eco Parks. Step into these verdant oases where the hum of machinery fades into the rustle of leaves and bird songs. Indian Oil's Eco Parks across 9 refineries showcase a perfect blend of industry and nature. Guwahati Refinery harmonizes progress with nature. Its eco parks are home to over 1.15 lakh trees, with initiatives like organic waste converters enhancing sustainability. Bongaigaon Refinery's eco parks, rich in biodiversity, feature medicinal herbs and orchids. Sustainability is a key focus with vermicomposting and rainwater harvesting. Known as the Gangotri of the Indian hydrocarbon sector, Dig Boys Eco Parks are a haven for native plants and migratory birds, showcasing responsible water management and biodiversity restoration. The use of rainwater harvesting and the modified Akira Miyawaki method further enhances biodiversity and ensures sustainable practices for future generations. Paradeep Refinery's Eco Park features extensive stormwater ponds supporting lush greenery. The green belt absorbs 462 TMT of carbon dioxide equivalent. Baroni's Eco Park with its eco ponds
of the AGM shall be filed with the stock exchanges, and the result of voting on the resolutions would be announced within the prescribed time limit, and the same would be intimated to the stock exchanges and also uploaded on the website of the company and NSDL. I, on behalf of the Board of Directors of Indian Oil, would like to thank all the members who took time to participate in this virtual meeting. I also thank the members for their queries, observations, suggestions, and appreciation, which will keep the company motivated to achieve greater heights in future. Take care of yourself and your family and stay safe. Thank you. Jai Hind.